I'm back in my element. I'm back on my grind. This is irrelevant. All that matters is the climb. I'm such a perfectionist, so everything gotta be right. Just setting a precedent. This right here's a testament to my sacrifice. Back in my element. I'm back in my element. I'm back in my. If they don't want let them in, gotta leave them all behind. I here like a veteran, but I ain't even hit my whoop. I'm back in my element. Crunch time in the final four. Come in and I trailblaze. I've been walking through the fire, so I gotta get everything. Cause I ain't come all this way to end up a second string. Back in my element. I'm back in my element. I'm back in my. If they don't want let them in, gotta leave them all behind. I here like a veteran, but I ain't even hit my whoop. Back in my element. Back in my element. If they don't want let them in, I'm here like a veteran, but I ain't even hit my prime. Back in my element.
Have you ever been the face, been the object of someone's hate? Like you stood all alone. Have you ever felt this way? Have you ever been betrayed, labeled words you just can't say? Suffered silently, wanting to be erased. There's a reason to believe again when faith is nowhere to be found. Try to find the strength to try again and stand on solid ground. You keep searching for a hero. You just want to find a friend. You just want to make a difference. Bring this battle to an end. All the words that make you stronger when you learn how to look within. 'Cause you're the hero that you're after. You are
Welcome, everybody, to the Shack Investigates, the ShackLady's channel. Great to have you guys. I'm so excited. This was a spur of the moment kind of thing, but I've been wanting to do it all week and I haven't been able to. But, you know, it's interesting when you read things and you see things and you're like, wow, makes your mind just go in circles, you know, with thought. But anyways, I would love to say hello to 406 Jewel, Cayenne, Mare, Alice. We got Intuitive Star. We got Goodnight Robbie Shoe. I don't hope I said that right. I never say anything right. We also have got Patricia in the house. We got Salty Vision Light. We got Devil Dog. And I know there's a few more out there that I haven't been able to catch up with on my chat. But it's good to have you guys. I'm glad you guys made it. So anyways, so we're going to have Salty on here pretty soon. And whenever he gets ready, I guess timing is off. So, but tonight we're going to talk about Chase Venstra and how this does relate to the Dylan Rounds case. Could it? Could it be? Could it not be? It's questionable, right? Everything we see and hear about this case is questionable. But you know, I think there's things that are going on in the works that the public, not even the family's privy to. That's just my opinion. Maybe call it a prediction. I don't know. But it just seems like something's just not adding up with the fact we know that they pulled a search warrant back in the summer, right? But what's concerning is, think about this, you guys. Chase Venstra is being charged with pretty much the same damn exact charges that James Brenner is. Did y'all know that? It's quite interesting. All righty. All right. I got my son from another mother and a father. That's okay. How you doing, kiddo?
Doing great. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're fine.
You're late.
Yeah, I know.
On my date. Please don't hate.
Right. So we got a lot of good folks in the house right now. And the full moon is still kicking. You're darn right it is. I love it. I love it. Love it. It's the only time of the night that I can actually see anything. Literally. Love the moon.
I always thought one of the cases that involved the moon was like spooky. How they titled it like Summer Moon, Utah Wells. It's like Utah Wells. You know, Dylan's could possibly be in a well, but it was I always thought that was weird. Summer Moon.
Your mind just went
Utah Wells. Good evening. Hey, yeah, big news tonight. I hear a lot about Chase. I've done a little bit of homework on it.
You have too. I'm glad because you and I both work our asses off and we have been not really, plus you had that game and everything. Did you guys all see his little video with him going to the basketball game with his son? Oh, it was so awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, Vision caught me. Vision was watching TV last night. She saw me on TV. Her husband actually recorded it and had to
that's awesome.
That's how I knew about it.
Oh, I love it. That is so awesome. Making memories is the most important thing. Kids love that stuff. They really do. But yeah, full moon, it's very calming for a lot of people. I know it is the way it is for me too. That's why I can live outside under a full moon. I literally can do that. Except for when it's cold. That's the only time I don't want to stay outside. But get a bonfire and I'm good, right? So yeah, that's awesome, Vision, that you guys got them on camera. I love it. Was it Vision? Or someone else, Salty?
No, it was Vision.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, you'll definitely have to get him a copy of that, and his kid will think that's just so awesome, So, yeah. So the gun charges are quite interesting. When, I was reading his back history, and it's quite funny because everybody kept saying, oh, James Brenner is so dangerous. He's this and that and this and that, right? But I don't think people really look deep into Chase Venstra and his record and his behavioral patterns. I don't think they really paid too much mind to it.
I think we all paid a lot of mind to it.
Well,
I mean,
some people, I'm not saying
we
our
extensively
channel.
covered it for like 2 years.
No, I get that. But there are people that I've been reading on other sites that don't get that part, right? Because they haven't been following like on a local level. So it's quite interesting to see some people's perspective and see what we have over here on our table. And it's so far different. It's interesting to see the differences of people's, thinking, but because of how they are getting their information, I guess, will make that determination of how they react to something, right? Here we got a lot of people that have been following this case for 2 years faithfully on YouTube, and they've got to hear the locals, they've got to see footage that you've provided. There's so many things that have been brought that I think other people who don't follow YouTube or have followed you in the sense of Dylan Round's case, they're still kind of clueless a little bit, like they still don't know. They see what they see in the papers or what's been told to them or shared with them, but not everybody pays attention to like the stuff that we've dealt with for 2 years.
Yeah, and unfortunately those people ain't watching those, so
I know.
really interesting to just jump to point.
So the point is, Chase Venstra was charged on gun charges, federal gun charges, and he has such a high ass bond, they're not letting him go. And I find that quite interesting too, because of the amount of his bond, for one, and two, you've got a cash bond only. So this guy ain't going nowhere. He's sitting tight. There ain't nothing daddy and mommy can do to help him on this one.
Where'd those guns come from?
That's the thing. He's there was a thing that I found that I read, and it was quite interesting.
I mean, I know where they came from. I'm just saying if you know where they came from.
They talked about how he had some, they talked about the story about in 2016 when he was, running from the cops, that kind of story. But then when they did a search warrant, this is what I read, was that they did a search warrant on his house over the summer. I think it was June or July, something like that. I should have photocopied it for you. But anyways, they checked his closets, under the beds, everything. They did all of that stuff. And where exactly, I can't remember, because I'd have to read the article again. And it would tell you where they're claiming that the guns were found in a specific area. I need to find that damn article for you. But
so let's go back to the first question. So
okay.
Whose guns were they at Brenner's in the RV? I'm not interested what guns are at Chase's or what was locked up in his closet in his daughter's room.
Well, I believe that there's some relation. I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying? But I think there's some relation between the guns that they found on his property and the guns that were in Don's possession as well. I mean, could there be a linkage? I'm just saying hypothetically, this is just my theory. Okay. What if, oh God, my head just went freaking blank right in the middle of a major thought.
So anyway, she still hasn't answered the question. She goes sideways and then she'll get stuck on it for 20 minutes and not even take a breath. They're Ed's guns. The guns that were staged in the RV. Yeah,
yes.
I mean, I don't know why it takes 30 minutes for Shaq to get to the point. The guns at the RV, apparently that Brenner was being charged with. Okay, those are Ed's.
Originally, yes.
Right.
But
one of those guns that were taken from that RV was found to be in the possession of Chase.
Correct.
Okay, in the girl's bedroom, up in a little crawl space.
I think they found more than one, though.
Now, then you have to think, well, what's going on here? $1 million bill. Okay.
Yeah.
Not just $100,000.
It's got to be significant.
That's
for that amount.
That's a serious crime too. You're sitting on a $250,000 bill in jail. You've done something bad. He's sitting on $1 million bill, not murder, but just enough to raise some eyebrows, thinking, okay, well, what the fuck's really going on with these people out there?
Right. I mean, could he be a flight risk? Most definitely. He's had the run-in with the law. You know, it was a 9-man chase or something like that, 2016. You know,
Well, then
has he
you might
confronted
have
law
to,
enforcement? Yes, that would take in consideration of your bond.
then you might have to think, well, maybe Brenner is innocent. Maybe Chase and Robert were a part of that whole thing that morning, because you have to remember they were there in town.
Yep.
That morning, Saturday
In
morning,
that vicinity.
they were still there. They were probably chopping it up with Ty. I don't know. Allegedly, I hear some rumors flying out of Montello right now that Chase is squealing like a little pig on all of them. Yeah.
Oh, I would love it.
That Chase
Love
is
it.
in jail right now, squealing like a little pig on all of them. Oh, because they nailed him.
Yeah.
They nailed him. So
They
now
got him now.
his only alternative is to start squealing like a little pig. Then you have to start thinking to yourself, when you go back to listen to all the interviews we've had, you got to remember it was Ty and Robert who went out to the loose end pond to show everyone where the cell phone is. You know, the same cell phone that just happened to record Brenner
Right.
scrubbing a gun. Who could somebody had recorded Brenner?
Right. And
maybe
see, nobody
set it all up, held that phone at the right moment, right time, and then just happened to take it fucking to the pond and make a phone call to the police department and say, yeah, we know where the phone's at. Well, how the fuck would you know where the phone's at anyway?
Well, think about this too. The phone call to grandma.
I don't buy all that.
I don't. It's possible that may not have been Dylan. Let's just say if grandma cannot recognize his voice fully, or on 100% confirmation that she is so positive that she spoke with him, right? Who's to say that was not somebody younger on Dylan's phone?
That phone call is a setup. That was meant
I
to
think
do
it
that
was
on
a setup
purpose.
too. I think it was there for a reason.
To add a narrative to the story.
And the thing is what if something occurred to Dylan between the hours of midnight and, let's say, 4:00 in the morning, 5:00 in the morning?
And that's probably true, because I'll tell you what, the storyline of him pulling up to the gate where he already had a key too. You know, they tried to convince us, well, he had to wait at the gate so Brenner could come all the way down there and unlock it. No, that was a lie. I've already proven to you guys with the live stream where the key was at. They already know where the key is at. These people do. Okay. So there was no waiting to get let in. Bullshit. So, and if you take the time that they're trying to tell you, the timeline that they're trying to tell you, that when Dylan pulled in all the way to the tool shed, to backing up, to getting out of the truck, it would have happened to that murder would have had to have happened within, and Dylan moved and hidden, and Brenner back into the trailer with the camera that just happened to take a picture of him washing his hands and a gun. What did me and Kaylee said was like 3-4 minutes? 10 minutes, 9 minutes is what this all happened within the time frame. And we done the math of like how long it could take to drive the fucking truck up there and reverse and back it in, and turn the key off, get out of the car, get in a little scuffle. Brenner had to have been moving real fucking fast for an old man that couldn't move that fast.
Right.
And then just for Brenner to just murder Dylan, pull him to the side, cover him with a tarp, go to the motorhome, wash himself off, and get ready for a barbecue. Right. With someone who just happened to randomly split out of town during this time this happened with $16,000 in cash, never to return. Makes you question things.
It does. Completely.
Who else had $16,000 that weekend that I know of?
Yep.
There's a couple people. That's neither here or there, but
yeah, but you
start to really think what's going on now.
Though. That's the thing. A lot of people, like I was saying earlier, there are some people that are going to be fixated on just staying focused on James Brenner and that story. But I really believe there's more to this story than that's been portrayed so far, because there's a different interconnection with that area. You know what I mean? Information-wise.
There's three things that happen here. Dylan was murdered for money. Okay. They all believed he had money from this job that he just randomly finished, that Kurt just helped him randomly get, because, you know, Kurt was just randomly loving to help other people make $33,000 other than himself. But, you know, the money that was just talked about and spread about upon the bar while people playing slot machines barely have a fucking dollar to their name, that this little kid over here who just turned 19, you know, weighs $160, it wet, had just collected $33,000. They don't know if it's whether in a check or fucking cash, or if he's going to go to grandma's house and bring back some cash. They don't know. At that moment, they see opportunity. Well, there's a bunch of dirty little fucking scumbags that also live in that town. I won't say their names. I'm sure you're well familiar with who they are. You know, people who don't have money, you know, sit there and smoke it all in crystal balls and shit. That's neither here or there. But, you know, they could have caught wind that, hey, I mean, these are people out there fucking stripping copper. You don't think they're going to go rob some 19-year-old kid?
I agree.
Fuck yeah, they're going to. Hell yeah, they're going to go to. And when they found no money, you think they're going to let Dylan go? He's going to tell on him. Exactly. They fucking robbed him at gunpoint, held him hostage for all fucking night. There is no alternative other than to kill him. Mm-hmm. And how did Brenner get involved? He has to be some kind of fucking, like,
I think he was doing bitch work.
The fall guy.
Yeah.
Something. Or
I know he's involved. I know he's involved for sure.
Okay.
It's just that I know.
And then the moving of the body. These people, to this day, police don't even know where Dylan's at. With all the help and search and rescue and dogs and sniffing and this and that and the other and drones, nothing. So you're telling me this old fucking man who just conveniently couldn't get rid of the phone in a t-shirt happened to get rid of a body professionally and fool everyone? Yeah. I don't think so. So let's go to number two. Number two could be, well, is Dylan alive? Could he have seen something? Could he have seen something? Maybe turned FBI like informant, or maybe something, witness to something. And they had to fabricate all this to get him out of there. Maybe something big. I don't know. I've heard a lot of stories from Steve about that Indian gal out there. That a lot of meth was coming in. And let's not forget Kurt's son, who took his position. Seems to be a lot of trafficking going on.
Yep.
Okay.
But DEA is aware.
And third, well, we go back to the farm simulator games, which I've already shown proof of.
Right.
It could be a laughing matter to you, but why would Tanner Brady say that? That's all that Dylan did when he came home, was play that fucking game. Why would he say that if it wasn't true? This ain't a conspiracy. I just didn't make this shit up.
Right.
Grandma Sherry, you got that whack job Polish girl in Vegas, who sits there and runs her mouth about shit she don't even know what she's talking about, and says, well, Salty's running with conspiracies. It ain't a conspiracy that game was played. It ain't a conspiracy that game was played with the same people whose family, with the same mother who they released the story on. That's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy that Candace Howard admitted that, yeah, Grandma Sherry did say to her that she did play that video game with Dylan. Why is these true crime creators playing fucking video games with Dylan 1 month before he goes missing? The same people who were playing with him are the same people who leaked the story. These are a lot of shit that still makes you go, okay? And it's backed up by what Tanner Brady said, and it's backed up by what Candace Howard said. Are you calling these people liars? I guess we're all in on some weird fucking whack conspiracy. It ain't a conspiracy when there's when there's truth to those facts. The fact that Tanner Brady did say that post is still sitting on Heavy D's page. Go see it for yourself. Why would Tanner Brady, a kid that lived with Dylan, said that's all he did when he came home from work was play Farm Simulator? Why would he say that? I guess he's on the conspiracy too. And if he's on the conspiracy, Candace Howard would have to be in on the conspiracy too. And so would Grandma Sherry, and I'll be frank, and all the rest of the true crime creators who just happened to be playing that video game 1 month before he went missing with the exact script that Jim and Doug and Ty came out with.
Right.
So you have three scenarios. Did he get robbed for money? Is he an FBI informant, witness to something, or is there some kind of role playing event going on? Because we don't have a dead body, we have nothing.
Right.
Still, now we're seeing Chase getting charged with guns.
Which it was a matter of time, anyways. You know,
$1 million. So
Yeah.
could this story continue to evolve into maybe Chase and Robert was involved? They need a body, and they were watching Chase the entire time, and now they got him, and now they got enough to hold him.
Yeah.
Now they
See,
got
last
enough
time
to
they
make
didn't
him
have enough to hold him
squeal.
for a long time.
Oh, he's at $1 million bail. You're going away for a long time, buddy. Now they
Yeah.
have enough to make him squeal. And I heard from the grapevine today that there was some law enforcement in Wells, Nevada.
Really?
And Montello looking for someone. I don't know.
Really?
We'll see how this plays out.
Wow, that's going to be interesting.
Candace Howard, Jewel.
Yep. And yes, we do take this seriously. What was I going to say?
We do take this seriously.
But yeah, so the charges are pretty serious. And under different circumstances, somebody can have the same type of charges and have lesser bonds. So there's got to be a significant factors in the equation for them to make the bond as high as they have. People commit murder, have 250,000 to 500,000, sometimes $1 million. So it depends on the courts and how they discretionary, what type of bond it's going to be. So but it is interesting. The bond is a very questionable thing to me. And I know it is with Salty because, they don't just give that kind of bond for gun charges. They don't.
If you want to learn more about Dylan and Dylan's case, you need to find Ed.
That's the thing. You
need to find Ed. Why is everybody keeping Ed so quiet? What is up with Ed and his secrecy? Too. We came close, which I still think to this day. We found him, and his name was Ed. His name, same last name, same everything, and he was married to an Indian woman. And he was married to an Indian woman. Anyway, remember when we were jumped on about that. That's not him. But anyway, the thing with Ed is, why does Ed play a huge role into trying to figure a lot of this out? And I'll tell you why. One, allegedly, when Candace and Justin were breaking up or going through the divorce, it was Ed who was having an affair allegedly with Candace Cooley. Okay, and that's where Dylan met Ed, is through his mom, allegedly. And they've somehow all knew each other. And then it was Ed, okay, who was taking Dylan out here to Lucin, to these farms, showing around him something. And that's when Dylan got interested in one of the farms out here. And then Ed helped put that arrangement together.
Right.
And originally it was for the tool shed. Dylan was buying that part of the property. But Dylan ended up later on finding out that there was a well on his current property that he was, he farmed on. And he asked Ed to negotiate and the property owner to do a trade.
Right.
And then there was some trading going on, and that's why Corey LeBrie gets all involved. But listen, I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but she has no say, no word. No, she knows nothing about what's going on out there. She don't even talk to her husband. Her husband don't talk to her.
Well, what I
John,
was told
Sheldon,
by someone else, that wasn't her. They're not married, and that person
no,
is supposedly an imposter.
big time, you guys, big time. And she's still around too. And she's not an imposter. She's a real person. She's just not
Who she says she is.
There's some fucking weird shit going on. But according to the real property owner, he has nothing to do with her, or has spoken with her, and she has nothing to do with the property, and she will get no money from the property, and she has no say over the property. She has nothing. And so, who's this person who's always so concerned, which was strange to us? This is the one who tried to convince us that Ranger was Gary.
Right. And there was a lot of times where she would post the same things that we talked about in great detail, and she would flip it as if it sounded like her information. I noticed that in the chats. This was early on. I've been dealing with watching chats for 2 years now.
She reminds me of someone who might, where people might know some truth to this, but try to create the diversion.
Or it could be somebody just with a creative name on it.
I don't know, but it's there. But who knows? Ed, where is Ed? That's the question. Who is Ed? We know Ed's first name, and we know Ed's last name. Matter of fact, to this day, there's still a recording of Ed. A conversation that someone has had with Ed.
Yep.
That could reveal something. Whether the cops have already listened to it or not, I don't know. And to the content of the material, I don't know. Hell, I don't even know if it really exists, to be honest, Chad.
Well, God has been good this week. And who's to say? Does it or does it not? But I think it does exist. But the thing is that town, somebody or some things or some people have placed too much fear in people for them to feel so uneasy about something so small, right? So I think fear plays a lot into this, and and that's of course a concerning factor. But now Chase is gone, and Chase ain't getting out anytime soon. So that's one eyesore out of that damn town. And then you got different characters on the chessboard, and you see them as well as I do, that they're all in their own positions, and eventually in good time we can knock them out.
Well, here's what I think is going to happen. From covering this story for two years almost with you guys.
Yeah.
Me and Ranger cut and shoot every single day for a good long time, and had hours and hours of conversation. I think, based off Chase's charge and his $1 million+ bond and what they got him for,
they're waiting for the body.
You might see some new arrests.
Yeah.
And you might see some closure to where Dylan's body's at.
That would be a blessing. But I agree with you, because not only is it a blessing that law enforcement gathered all those firearms and the ones from Don's, etc. It's just a matter of time of checking the ballistics on every one of those firearms. Okay. And they'll put it in the database and they'll save it. And God forbid, if Dylan's remains is ever found, hypothetically, I would assume that this would probably be, what would happen. if they're doing things the right way that they're supposed to, would be if they were to recover a body and the medical examiner goes out, they, look over the body completely, right? To see how this person was killed. And if there was a gunshot used, they'll try whatever they can in that vicinity, in that area, to eventually look for a casing or a bullet,
I think they already
And-
did. I think that's what that hole was in the tool shed, which they took with a fine comb and tweezers.
Yeah. But,
But he's charged with moving
Yeah.
a body. They know Dylan's been moved.
oh, yeah, he's been moved. I think he's been moved several times.
Oh, and that's why they have no concern with that property.
Right.
I think they know enough to know that they know where it could be. They just need to find out who's responsible.
And remember in the beginning where they said that there was like 60 miles unaccounted for? I know Ranger was on the show with us when we were talking about that. This was on Dylan's truck. There's like 60 miles unaccounted for, 40 or 60, something like that. I think it was 60. Well, with what we are not sharing on this live tonight, with the information that, we're doing, and let's say if there was multiple people involved, taking that one vehicle, going back and forth, getting rid of stuff. It's nighttime, right? Daytime is a good time for cleanup control. Okay. So the theory of him being killed between 12 and maybe possibly 4 a.m. in the morning is a high probability. Now, using that vehicle as well. Now, we already know the distance from what was shared with us with Kurt, the distance from his alibi. 2 of them. Okay. So think about this. Now, I know what you and I are going to plan on doing. Okay. And it has nothing to do with Dylan's farm, which is funny. But go ahead and ride with it, you people. But the calculations for the miles and for the time should be taken into consideration. Okay. Because if somebody wanted to make sure that they had an alibi, then that's pretty solid, right? And it would be hard to prove. Now, with his past and the kind of persons that he used to associate with, I could really believe he would pull something like that. Okay. Just because he's probably the main one that's guilty. And he's so good at manipulation that he talked his ass out of everything because, like people have bragged about, oh, he's well spoken, this and that, right? When he's not on drugs, probably is. But who's to say he's not good at manipulation? Obviously, he doesn't have a great track record. He's got a rap sheet. He likes to stalk. He likes to harass. He likes to even harass officers. You know what I mean? So he's not afraid of anything.
Where's Christopher Lloyd at? He says, the people that live in Pilot Valley want to know was Salty was seen leaving Brenner's property in a black Can-Am. Well, first of all, Christopher Lloyd, I've been out to Pilot Valley. I don't think the people out there want to know anything because I bet you can't name 5 of them. So you're just making up stuff. The second point is you live in Clinton, don't you? That's right. And you're best friends with Chase because Chase lives in Clinton too. Yeah, aren't you guys almost like neighbors, Christopher Lloyd? What happened to the circles closing in, Christopher Lloyd? That's what you used to text out and chat along a lot of those times, right, Christopher Lloyd? The circles closing in. Where's the circle, Christopher? Christopher, where's the circle? Christopher can't even name 5 people in Pilot Valley who want to know why they think they saw me. These people don't even know me in Pilot Valley, Christopher. Okay, you can't even name 10. Give him a link. I'll call him out right now. Go ahead and put a link in chat. And we'll call him, Christopher. Go ahead and name all 10. And we'll give him a call. I've been to Pilot Valley. That's where Steve lives, Christopher. Okay? I know how it works, Christopher. Oh, no, it didn't struck a nerve. I just like to call out your bullshit, Christopher. So when people like you who try to come in here and run their little narrative and think they you know what I mean, direct the traffic. It's people like me, Christopher, who calls people out like you a liar. Christopher, you're a drunk liar. Okay. People in Pilot Valley, Christopher, they can't see Brenner's property. Christopher, you're full of shit. Okay. That's a completely far direction. Matter of fact, Kurt doesn't even know who the fuck you are, Christopher. Christopher Lloyd is such a fraud. Do you know who Christopher Lloyd is? He's a washed up bishop from Clinton. Oh, yeah, I have his address because the police had to press charges on Clinton. I mean, Christopher, ask him about it. Ask him about why Orem City Police Department was trying to contact Christopher and how he had a charge of electronic communication harassment. Let's ask him. Christopher, did you click that link right there, bud? Christopher, did you click that link? And come to find out, Christopher has ties with Chase. Yes, because Chase and Christopher are from the same neighborhood in Clinton. That's Christopher's involvement. See, Christopher knows Chase really good. They're buddies. Yeah. Okay. See, the problem was Christopher can't see. Nobody in Pilot Valley, you can't see you can barely even make out to Montello. So he's full of shit. And he's full of shit saying that, oh, there's people out there wanting to know what, Christopher? That was Kurt's daughter's Can-Am? Christopher, that was done on a live stream a long time ago, Christopher. Oh, yeah. You never met Chase, Christopher? You know who Chase is, Christopher. Their circle's closing in on you, buddy. He has no clue to nothing, this guy. You know what this guy is? He has a shitty-ass little property in Pilot Valley that's falling apart. It looks like, you know, he takes little beats and little bits and pieces of his garage out back at his other property in Clinton. Then he hauls whatever, you know, spare pieces he can out to Pilot to frame up his shack where he probably houses God knows what and pokes water bottles with thumbnail tacks. Who knows? But Christopher's a fraud. He's a fake. Okay. He likes to make up shit. He's a distractor. He knows nothing about what's going on in Montello. Kurt won't vouch for him. Kurt doesn't know him. Kurt's never heard of him. Okay. And I'll tell you right now, with all honest to God truth, there's nobody in Pilot Valley that can see Brenner's property. There's nobody in Pilot Valley that can see Lance's property. If you're in Pilot Valley, let's say I'm standing over at Steve's house where, you know, I've been to and I've been on that property, you can barely make out Montello. Yeah. And the thing is about what the Pilot Valley and Montello, see, the people in Pilot Valley, they don't like the people of Montello and vice versa. See, because Pilot Valley is where all the drug runners are at, like Christopher Lloyd's family or whatever they do out there. Okay. Pilot Valley is where all the drug runners are at. Let me repeat that again. In Pilot Valley, that's where all the drug manufacturers, all the Mexicans, that's where they're growing their weed. That's where they're manufacturing their meth. That happens in Pilot Valley because these fuckers live in shacks in the middle of nowhere. They got fucking motorhomes and you know, they're joining other trailers together. It's a fucking dump. Okay. Pilot Valley is a fucking dump. There is a couple nice places, but for the most part, it's a dump. That's where all the Mexicans do all their trafficking. And you know, our good little buddy here, Christopher Lloyd, has a little shack over there too. He likes to randomly visit here, you know, when the wifey's away. But you know, he is LDS. He's a part of the church. He knows exactly who Chase is. He lives in the same neighborhood with Chase. That's how he's involved in all this. He's a distractor. Everything else that comes out of that dude's mouth is a lie. And you've heard it from me. And, well, I'm not going to fucking lie to you. Why do I need to lie about Christopher Lloyd?
So, the guns, I think there is a repeat how this all started with James Brenner, how they went and nabbed him finally. And they did the same thing they're doing with Chase, the exact pattern. I think law enforcement has something up their sleeve, honestly. They have to. because the similarities, the coincidences, firearms, everything, missing body, all connected some way, fashion, or form. Something is in the works. That's just me. I think I feel something, but it's not over yet. You know what I'm saying? So I know they've got to be still investigating, but it's kind of funny how, they did let him go at that one time. And I was like, oh shit, this is not going to be good. But then again, you think to yourself and you're thinking, maybe it is a good damn idea. Let him loose, because that's the best time for them to do whatever they need to do to clean up, tidy ends, make connections, network here and there and everything to clean themselves up. But he got sloppy. So sloppy that he got stupid again. And it was just a matter of time, I think, before law enforcement finally had enough to have something stick where they can actually lock him up the way they did. But something is telling me something is related somehow, some way. That's just my gut feeling. What is your gut feeling?
My gut feeling is that Christopher Columbus in chat right there is afraid and scared to hit the link to the panel because he will be exposed to exactly who I told you he is, and he's sitting here want me to prove it. Well, I just told you, and here I'm asking him to come up here and prove me wrong in front of all of you. I mean, that's not much to ask for. I can tell you exactly his relationship with Chase. I can connect the dots through our Facebooks, his Facebooks, Chase Facebook's friends, and Christopher's friends along to Christopher. All these people know each other. They're very well and know each other. There's never been no circle is closing in. I believe that if you're familiar with Christopher's Lloyd's distractions in the past, he used to sit there and type in chat, the circle is closing in. It's been 2 fucking years. There's been no circle, and he's been full of shit the entire time.
I threw a link down. Christopher, would you like to talk to him one-on-one?
And if you want to judge me on lies, then am I lying to you that Christopher Lloyd said the circle is closing in? How many times has he repeated that same shit over and over for the year and a half that he was in chat? How many of you remember that the circle was closing in? It's not a lie. It's definitely not a lie. He's calling me a liar. He knows the truth. And when people know the truth, you know what those do, you know what those people do? They do this narcissist shit of attacking you by saying, well, you're the liar. But yet that's what he said. He said the circle is closing in. So after 2 years now, okay, let's judge this, what he's been saying. Where's the circle? What fucking circle? And nothing has happened. The only thing that's happened is to Brenner. Nothing has happened to Kurt. Where's the fucking circle? Where's the circle? So I'm judging him in front of you people right now that he's a liar, that he's distracted for 2 years of bullshit, telling us bullshit. The circle is closing in. The circle is closing in. All bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Right. So when I'm sitting here telling you he's a liar, that he's a distractor, that he just makes up bullshit, after 2 years now, I'm coming to you with his shit saying, okay, well, where's the circle? Where's the circle? And what circle? And how come it hasn't closed in yet? He used to always say it's closing in, it's closing in. And after 2 years, guess what? Nothing. Because he's full of shit. Bullshit. I'm judging him based off the shit that he said. And so far now, it's been bullshit. So when I look at him and weigh him, like, can this dude be trusted? No, because he's bullshit. All he said was bullshit. And then when you really look into who Christopher Lloyd is, which he's real, he is a real person using his real name, and everything that he's told you the truth has been the truth about him. He does live in Clinton. He does live in Utah. He hasn't really divulged in any more than that, but he's told you the truth. He's really him. He does have property in Pilot Valley. How did he get involved, and why is he getting involved? He knows people. He's connected to people. Is he a threat? No, he's not a threat. He's an old man. You know, he's a lonely old man. Just an old man. He's a friend or two. But he's fed us full of shit.
Well, what do you mean by watching the lies close in, Christopher?
Oh,
Are you talking about the people that are criminals out there in Montello? Or is the truth coming out slowly and we're putting shit together maybe? Who knows?
Well, I don't know. I can't believe the dude when because he led us on this rabbit hole of circle closing in. There's been no circle, so now when he's talking about what he's ever talking about now, I got to take it with a grain of salt.
Right. So we know, well, we just seem to, I think we're on the right page, personally. We've got the same characters that we've questioned even 2 years ago, even after they said they cleared him. I never did. I never felt that he should have been. Just my opinion. And I'm glad that they nailed him again. Because something, you look at everything. Kurt's right. Where the hell is that damn black car? Where's Robert Avelius's car? Why were the trunks open? Why were the doors open? And why did it smell like bleach? It was the car that smelled like bleach.
Kurt's motorhome never smelled like bleach. I told you guys that first thing.
Yeah,
I walked in there. I went in there. I witnessed where Dylan was sleeping. It's a nice motorhome. It's not ghetto by all means. It's in good shape. But you know what it smelled like? It smelled like a motorhome. But like a 1998 type vibe smell motorhome. And I made sure to smell bleach because trust me, I'm looking for a killer just as much as you guys were.
Motorhomes, travel trailers, they'll have that musty sound.
But I read it off as like, oh, these guys were full of shit, telling us, Ty is the one who came out with that bullshit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that. Just like Ty also told you he was $1 million alpaca farmer when there was no fucking alpacas. And they weren't worth $1 million. And Ty wasn't even close to being worth $100 because he needed gas money to go drive Lance around to look for Dylan. Lies.
And there was key players that witnessed Robert and Chase heading to Lucin.
There was, and we told you. I remember when you, and Ranger and Cut Shit. We were on a live stream one night.
Yeah.
And we unearthed something.
We did. We had to.
That's one of us mentioned that. No, Ty. Oh yes, this is how it was. I allegedly said that Ty took Robert or Chase out to Lucin.
Mm-hmm.
And because that was told to me by a person in Montello when I went out there to visit Kurt the first time. And a gal told me that. And she lives in some fucking shack behind the bar somewhere. And I was walking the streets and I had a conversation with her. And she says, no, Robert and Chase were in town that Saturday morning. And then she said that black Subaru was seen on that dirt road, the back road that me and Kurt and Taylin and the fire chief and all those people took in Gloria and Dylan and Modest Mound. This dirt road is the only road, the back way, dirt road, to take you to Dylan's farm. Well, coincidentally, that black Subaru was seen driving on that same dirt road
at a fast speed
by the tool shed. And we told that, and I remember we said that a long time ago.
Yep.
But then and then Ty, I got threats by Ty. Ty threatened he was going to come to Utah and kill me. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd says, no, but alpacas in the valley. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Alpacas. Let me tell you guys a story about the alpacas that you don't know or probably do know already. The alpacas were some pretty alpacas. Healthy, really nice looking. There are about a dozen of them. They lived and were taken care of and purchased by Steve. Originally, Steve owned those alpacas. Now, it was never told to you by Ty where he got those alpacas, and it was never told to you by Steve early on. They kept that shit quiet for a reason. They were going along with the story, or else that would have been told to you.
Right.
Steve owned about a dozen of these alpacas. Now, Steve couldn't afford to take care of them anymore. It's expensive to take care of those bad boys out there in the desert. So you know what he did? Well, Steve hired Ty Corbin one time to go do some work at his little place there, and then Ty told Steve, "Hey, you're getting rid of those alpacas, I hear." And Steve said, "Yeah, do you want them?" And Ty said, "Yeah, I'll take them." You know what was messed up about this whole transaction here is Steve was nice enough to give Ty the alpacas and a shitload of food. But then Ty made Steve load them up and take them over to his new wife's farm way up there west, I believe, of Montello. Whatever her name is, I can't remember. And Steve loaded them up and he hauled them over there. Well, then Ty comes back to Steve later on, needing more food and shit like that because now Ty can't take care of them. Ty couldn't afford to take care of them. So you know what Ty did?
What did
He let them all go. He let them all go roam and run. There's no food. Good luck finding water, and in the winter you're done. So those cows that I found out there, all those carcasses, they barely survived. And they didn't. He let them go.
What else did he let them go in the desert? Let's talk about that.
No, a majority of them died. They've been found dead.
No, I know.
Just like the dogs
but that's not the only thing that he let go in the desert.
Oh, he lets a lot of shit. Well, he don't let any. I don't know what else he lets go, but I know he's murdered quite a few dogs out there and put them in holes.
Wasn't it Chase's hole?
Allegedly. You guys remember the hole? Me and Kurt went up to it, saw the dead dogs in there, and it smelled like, well, it was death. You ever smelt death?
Yes.
You ever smelt death and rot and carcass and just death? There had to have been, gosh, I know I've seen it, at least 5-6 skulls, like heads of the dogs. There were so many. Just thinking about it makes me want to puke.
Right.
Like who murdered all these dogs and they just threw them in this hole? And how did Ty know about this hole? He seemed to be the only one who knew about these 2 holes out there. And then he went and bragged about how he was going to go kill Lance's dogs.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's more going on out there. And if it ain't my weird conspiracy imagination, it could just be very well for money. The motive had to have been for money.
Yeah. I think that's the motive.
Well, Christopher Lloyd, I don't know if you know, but I was just recently out there live in front of a very private studio audience, the good members here in the chat. And guess what? We came across all kinds of dead cows out in the free range.
Mutilated ones in that.
Mutilated, the mutilated ones, incisions in the back of their neck.
Yeah, they were out there. He's got it on film.
Precise precisions.
Tied up,
so they can't even move. Same kind of rope you find at Steve's house. Same kind of rope you find at your house, Christopher Lloyd, out there. And where you from? Where's he from? He say Pilot Valley.
Yeah.
Christopher, do you live before that farm? That who's that guy that Dylan did that work for? What's his name?
Which one? I'm talking about Independence Valley or Park?
No, the one that paid him $33,000.
Oh, that was oh my God. Tom Hardy. Was Tom Hardy? I don't know. I need to be corrected if I'm wrong. My head is not working right this second.
Tom Hardy. That's the guy he are you sure that's the rancher?
I can't remember.
I thought it was Dan.
No. Oh, no? Iverson.
It's Tom.
Iverson. Yes, it was Iverson.
Yes, Dan Iverson.
Dan Iverson. See, I told you I needed to be corrected because my memory was
Dan Iverson
doing a trick on me.
So, okay. Yeah. When you're on this road heading towards Pilot Valley, there's only one road. And it's a back road that could take you into Montello, but it's all oil-based dirt road. Okay? And I'm sure in the winter the washboards are crazy. But in the summer you can do at least 60 on this oil-based dirt road. And it's wide, groomed. Well, there's one way, it's two-way, one way and another way coming. Okay. Well, as you're traveling on this road, you're heading probably northwest, and you come across a lot of these makeshift off-grid homes. Okay. And then you come to another section of like where Mexicans bring up their trailers, these illegals. I'm not straight up illegals. I'm not being racist or anything. I got a lot of paisas that work for me. I love Mexicans. They're the hardest fucking workers.
Yeah.
White people can't even compete. But
true.
There's a lot of them too, these illegals who pull up trailers and shit and then do their cooking and manufacturing out there. That's like that's the next section. And then you come in as you're still traveling. You're heading towards Montello because this is where the road takes you. And then you come across another older part of Pilot Valley where it's kind of like a little tiny Montello without a lot of traffic. It's way less. It's a quarter of it. And it's all spaced out. And then you come across Dan Iverson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You're just out of fucking nowhere. Is this you look to the right and boom, there's this huge fucking farm.
Right.
And you can see it on Google Earth. And he's got kids Dylan's age. That's why I'm thinking, why did he hire Dylan and pay him $33,000 when his kids could have did all this shit? That's why a lot of this doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but girls aren't usually going to do that kind of work,
Well, he knows there's guys, okay?
Right, I know.
There's 100 million excuses we could come up with, but the guy has his own friends and family. There's and he didn't know Dylan, and a lot of this is odd. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I agree.
Then you come up to Dan Iverson's, and it's got this like entry, ranch entry, wooden pillar, wooden beam across it, and an Iverson ranch or something kind of ranch. Well, I never knew that's where Dan Iverson lived. And then it takes a good 2 minutes to drive. No, that's way over exaggerating. Maybe 30 seconds, and then you pass the farm. and it's all full of cows and shit. And then it's like probably about 20 acres, and then his house. So you have to look to the right and look down about 20 acres, and there's his compound out there. And then you're still driving northwest towards Montello, and then boom, you pass some more ghetto, an older part of Pilot Valley. You know, the ones that really don't like people in Montello, and then back to some more Mexican compound, and then you hit Steve's.
Mm-hmm.
And then you head out a little bit more and you pass maybe one or two, and then it's a straight shot to Montello.
Yeah.
Where does Christopher Lloyd live in between there?
He lives in the mountains on that hill. I don't know if it's called a hill or a mountain or whatever, but the pictures that he shared with me that weekend when it was raining, he did share 2 pictures, and I promised I would never share them, and I haven't. But they were looking like they were like south.
Here, we could just screen share and pull up Google Earth, and I'll show you exactly what I mean.
You're going to have to show it because that's how the pictures look to me. So when you're sitting on a mountain or on the top of something high, you're going to take a picture of the valley of it raining, right? Well, he said that the direction Dylan would have been like a little northeast, I would think, if I was the one taking the picture. But I could be incorrect, you know. But I don't know the exact location of where he's at. That's what he said to me. What happened? What happened? What happened when... what happened? But like Salty said, you know, are those pictures real? Or are they, you know, did you take those pictures from your actual property, you know? I'm just going by someone telling me that it was theirs. Hold on, I'm posting a link right now. Okay, here we go. So where's your property at, Christopher? In the vicinity, are you looking at the property from the southwest corner of it, or southeast, or what? Those pictures that you sent to me a long time ago. So another thing was, Iverson was not a farmer. He was a cattle rancher. He says it's a great view. I did drop the link, didn't I? I thought I did. So, and I wouldn't even know where to look for those pictures, to be honest with you. Trying to get my kids to do a filing system for me, because I got so much crap on my computers. Oops. Are you back? Okay, you're back. Looking over Montello Hole.
Let's see if this will work. I shared screen my Google Earth. I don't know if it's going to let me if it's going to operate.
We're allowed to use Google Earth, aren't we? For educational purposes.
What are you talking about?
We're allowed to use Google Earth. It's for educational purposes. Yeah.
All right.
Fair use right here, guys.
If I zoom in, does that zoom in?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay. Here, let me. Can you make that the whole screen?
Full screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Is that right? I hit the cinema layout.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's see. Okay, what you have here. So when Christopher Lloyd comes up here, he says, Salty, people of Pilot Valley want to know why you were seen on a black Can-Am at Brenner's property. Okay. Here, I'm going to take this measurement tool. here is Pilot Valley. Here's Pilot Valley. If I take this and I go all the way to Montello, that is 18,000. Oh, let's change this to miles. That's 11 miles. Okay. From Pilot Valley to Montello is 11 miles.
Oh, they're saying that we can't see it yet.
Yeah, it should.
I'm sharing the screen.
I can see it.
Okay, I can too.
Yeah, they can see it. I'm looking at it on my phone.
Okay.
Okay. Now, that's 11 miles. 11 miles is far. And flat plain, you know, it's hard to see that far. Now, where's Brenner's property? Okay. Where's Brenner's property? Brenner's property from Pilot Valley, get the measure. It's about right over where? This area, maybe?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, about 11 miles away. Okay. Now, let me explain to you. Also within this radius, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Lance's property is right here. Okay. And within this triangle is the roadmap of this area. Okay. Now, could someone in Pilot Valley, especially a group of people, just be outside looking almost 17 miles? Because look at the length right here. 17 miles away, a group of them going, I wonder why Salty is out there on that Can-Am by Brenner's property. Does that make sense to you? Now, Christopher Lloyd, is it fair for me to say, you're maybe fibbing, and who are these people? Because then that would be like, you're consistently lying, Christopher. And it's really hard to take you truthful. Now, it's no secret, Christopher, that I was out there with Kurt's daughter, Taylin, and her husband, and they did take me and Gloria and Dylan in their Can-Am because they own a Can-Am motorcycle four-wheeler sports retail dealership. They sell those items. And so they have a Can-Am and they brought it out there. They thought that would probably be suitable to take me and Gloria and Dylan out there to give us an understanding of the landscape and what we're looking at when it comes to searching for Dylan. And it's not every day that someone's out there driving around on a Can-Am. And you're right, Christopher. The only people who really can afford that kind of Can-Am would be Kurt and his daughter. That family out there. And there's probably some other people, and don't want to sound too biased, but from my understanding, you know, that's a $35,000 quad, $40,000 quad, I believe. So, there you go. You know, that guy right there. Look at Dot. He says, I live in Pilot Valley. Let's drop him a link. Maybe he can come up here on panel and he can tell us all about it. I mean, I only know little bits and pieces from the 5 hours I spent out there with Steve. But you definitely can't see Christopher Lloyd.
What's the distance? You got Iverson's. What's the distance?
Oh yeah, here, you want me to take you to Iverson's? Yeah. Here, I'll take you to Iverson's. What you see right here, this is Iverson's property. It's pretty big, huh?
Right.
Okay. Wow. So here's the road that I was telling you about that you'll drive on.
Right.
And if you look to the right, you'll see that these two pillars right here, like the old ranch style, and it tells you what ranch this is. Well, if you make a right heading west north, that's the road that will take you to Montello. But if you make a right, here is Dan's property. Look how huge this is right here. This is a good 20 acres at least. Yeah, at least 20 acres. Well, not more. I bet you this is all together 35, 40 acre property. Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. A lot of you know better than me. But here you go right here. Look at this big pond. God, that water looks gross, though. I wouldn't want to swim in it. Maybe that's for cows drinking. But this is where Dan lives. Check it out. There's 1, 2, 3. I believe there's 4 homes out here. Now, what you didn't know, that picture that Candace Cooley took of Dylan washing dishes was taken right here. This is the building. This is where apparently Dylan was staying. I bet you didn't know this. Okay. There's mixed confusion and stories here. There's A here, and according to Taylin, there's another place right here that we found out. Okay, bear with me. Here we go right here. Okay. This is the other ranch place. Now, that one, I believe, yeah, that's the road. Or there was this one right here. Okay. So there's a couple. So it's undecided where that picture was taken. And why is this very important to me? It's not only very important to me, it's really important to Kurt. Okay. When I tell you that there's some trashy ass like trailers out there, this is what I mean by people who are like fucking, manufacturing dope. Okay. Just trailers out there with trash in the middle of fucking nowhere. Okay. But this just happens to have a direct route to Dan Iverson's home too. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's 1 home, there's 2 homes, there's 3 homes. And according to, as far as that we could find, okay,
Mm-hmm.
there's a window right here and a door. If you can see my mouse, this window right below my mouse is where Dylan was washing dishes facing west out that window. We don't know for sure, but that's where apparently that picture was taken. Taylin says there could be one other place, and that's way up here. Okay. But nobody can confirm this one either. So there is a mystery of where that picture was taken. And out of all the shit that's confusing Kurt too.
But that's in Independence Valley too, correct?
This is Pilot Valley.
Because
this is Dan Iverson's property.
Right. But remember, the mother's the one who took the picture, and it was claimed, she stated that it was in Independence Valley.
All right. Well, Independence Valley is right here. Okay.
What's the distance on that?
Well, this is far. This is the only other place right here. See this place where okay. This is where the ranch hands stay. Right. This is the only other home. So it's either one or the other. Exactly. And what's the difference here from Montello?
Yeah.
Oh, you got. And remember, but will you remember this? It's about 7 miles. Well, okay. It's 7, 8, 9, it's 9 miles. Remember this. Candace says that he only stayed out there for 3 days. So how long was he in this little place that she took the picture for? 1 day? Because when did he ever stay out here?
Right.
So anyway, to answer your guys' question, there's not a group of people looking from Pilot Valley over 14 fucking miles away. Christopher's exaggerating. He likes to tell fibs, and like the little boy that cried wolf. It's kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Now, check this out. Once you pass Iverson's home, Okay. Okay. Remember I said you come across like a couple other trash homes? Look, I was right. There's one right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said you come up to some good. But then, okay, just random fucking home. Look at this one right here. Just the shit you see out here in Pilot Valley. Like, it's garbage. The only nice place is Dan's. There maybe like one or two others, but and I think right here.
That was a pond of well. That's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
but
Well,
yeah, but look at this. This is a dirt. There's a structure underneath this dirt. There's something buried right here. Cause see how it has like a slope to it, and look at the geometrical form of it. It's like all perfectly squared, like with the hump. So there might be something buried. Looks like a bunker. You know what I mean? And look at the shadow right here. Like there's a door right here. See it? See how? Look at the shadow right here. Yeah, there's something buried right there. I wouldn't mind going out there and exploring this shit. You get stuck on Google Earth and these maps, dude. I would be like Mighty Mouse, just tweaking on this crap. Well, now, Christopher, you didn't tell us that they were using spotting scopes. Okay, now I can understand out there. The ranchers do have guns like that with spotting scopes, and they would break out those kind of guns with their scopes, not because they want to shoot me, but because those scopes see far. And I can see that they would have a. Oh, that's a good idea, Mel Mac. Mel Mac. Do I know Mel Mac? Do they know we got? Do they know we have our drone? Because we're going out there with the drone, Mel Mac. Yeah, they'd definitely be out there with their spotting scopes, Christopher Lloyd. I could see you telling the truth for once. Oh, yeah, that's definitely some kind of fucking underground bunker. But we wouldn't want to go here, Mel Mac. We're going to go here. So here's where we're taking the drone. I'll show you guys right now, okay? One place that we're taking the drone, because I'm really curious about this, is a place right here. Where the fuck where was that shack? Let's see, how do you get out of Lucin? Oh, right here. Aww. This farm right here, you remember whose farm this was?
Awfully Green Farm, too.
Yeah, whose farm was that?
Can't remember.
That's the guy that had barbecue with Brenner that day.
Oh, Don.
Yeah, Don. Where's this fucking place at? I like to go look for rocks. Do you like to go look for rocks?
Yep.
Count?
Yep.
There's an old volcano over here. So where the fuck? Okay, here's Lucent. It is so hard finding Dylan's place sometimes. All right, there's that Lucent pond. It sure is.
Yep.
There's a road that takes you right.
No, as far as what we know, Don does not live out there. But
right here. I want to go here. Do you know why? Because I wanted to know first what the fuck they leveled out this whole top of this mountain, right? And then you can see the entrance right here. See it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a drone because I want to see what is going on right here. Well, there's this perfect rim. And then I'm gonna show you something. Look at that. It looks like the entrance into something. Like, what the fuck did they flatten all that shit out for? Shack. Anyway, if you look at it close, there's some kind of cement structures in here. Like there's some kind of. Anyway, you know why I'm curious? Because when I was coming in here with Steve going out to the farm, there was that federal SUV. The FBI or the government was out there. It was like, what the fuck? Anyway, this just being out there in the middle of nowhere, like what the hell did they flatten this out for? I mean, they cut the shit out of that, flattened it out. They buried something because look how high this structure is. So they flattened it out, and then look. Here is something to the inside right there. See it? You see some kind of something? Anyway, I need to go out there because I'm really curious.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's conspiracy stuff.
Oh, we don't get into that. You know that.
I get all into it. I get wild with it. All right, there's the sun tunnels, which means Dylan's farm would be right yonder.
Spirit says the pivot circle you showed a few ago was one that Ty used to take care of. Lance has videos of him walking over that area.
That was where Don Hatley was staying.
No, Don still owns his property.
I thought Don was staying right here across the tracks. Okay. See,
It's
there's
funny
like
how the tracks were important.
see,
Remember?
there's a trailer. I thought this was where Don was staying. The other pivot farm.
Whose farm is that then?
Look, it goes like this. Okay, ready? Right here is Dylan's place.
Under the road. Yeah, going down.
Why can't I find it?
I always look for his pond as well.
There is no pond on here. Well, there is a shave. Oh, here it is. Look, you can see right here the beginning farming of Dylan's farm. And actually there's the pivot. Actually, look at that. That's when they were digging the pivot. Because look, there's still the plumbing right here.
Right.
And here's the pond. And okay, the motor's in there. Holy cow, it looks so different right now. Look at that old truck out there. Okay, so if you take this route, because this is like a dead end. The property is at a dead end. The well is pretty much at the dead end. Okay, if you take, so we're gonna fly the drone in a radius. I'll show you. Here is the grain sheds right here. Correct me. Yeah, there's a grain shed right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the grain shed. Put my marker on there. And there's the farm. Okay, so
it'll be in the middle. Go down that road, and the one road goes at the bottom. So his property will be
6 miles.
Center. Yeah. Yeah. And 6 miles, you can walk in 30 minutes.
So a radius
by yourself.
There's a radius of that's 12 miles. Okay, so
to
if you look here, okay, this is the grain shed, and I go straight over to his farm,
right.
And I follow the road, and then I go up. That's 12 miles. I want to fly the drone in this whole area, just in case.
From his farm to Don's to what other place at the bottom?
I just want to fly this area right here. I want to fly all this area.
Yeah. We gotta make sure.
And then maybe
check to make sure we don't need a license for it.
Calm down, killer. This almost looks like a dinosaur fossil, huh? Like the neck of a dinosaur right here. Look, see it right here? And this is like the jaw of the dinosaur, and like the
does look
mouth.
like a dinosaur.
Right? And look,
Holy
this is the
cow.
and look, this is like the foot. And this would be the whole back of it. Oh my god, like the whole spine.
That does look like a dinosaur.
Anyway, could fly the drone in this area. What the hell was blasted right here?
Wouldn't it be crazy if that was a dinosaur?
Look at this. What is this? Is this like a prehistoric, like ocean sea, like a she's, whatever that is?
Well, everything was underwater.
What do they call them? Iceopods?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be that right there.
Yeah.
It looks like something blew
It
up.
looks
Anyway,
like one, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, fly the drone, hit this area with the drone, and then right here, we want to go all the way up here, across this area, and this area.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of places of interest.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I'm hoping Christopher Lloyd really joins me because I need someone to financially help me pay for it all.
Well, he wants you to contact the Clover Control at Hill Air Force Base.
Well, you know what? I just don't. To pass it off to my people.
And this is what he also said.
We'll have to circle back. I know about the drone regulations there. Unfortunately, for the size and the weight of my drone, I have to have licensing. I could scale down into a really lightweight drone. I think the DJI Mini Pro is right under it, where it can fly without any kind of.
Okay, you need to get the VR map also.
Yeah, the good thing about our drone is it does have the lenses to where just the same. It's the newer version of the same drone that Heavy D and Candace went out there to fly with the same kind of interchangeable lenses. I'm excited to go out there and do it. That's what we still have planned. It won't be live. God forbid we have Ty roll up on us or Christopher Lloyd wants to come hang out and barbecue. Don't need that kind of traffic coming through.
Right.
I don't know what's on his menu.
Right. For all we know, they can cannibalize us.
No, I don't want to be on the menu.
I don't either. Because I'll be the skinny version of spare ribs.
The only thing fat on me is my belly and my ass.
Call you pork chop now. Or ham. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah.
I got a new nickname, everybody. Call me Annie Oakley. I had to throw it in there. Oh, Lordy.
Do you know what's even funnier?
What?
I don't even know what Annie Oakley is.
Yes, I do. I'm a fan of Annie Oakley.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I haven't even had a chance to Google it yet.
Well, we need to do an educational lesson on who is Annie Oakley. Maybe I'll do a video for that. Yeah.
Catch me up to speed.
Yeah. Nice old-fashioned Western girl. Yeah. She wasn't afraid of firearms. Let's just leave it at that. It's a good old story. I'll save the best for last.
Devon, gold's been prospected by many people before, and people are still finding gold.
Well, damn, tip me off. We need to go. I need to go. I really want to do that.
Well, Christopher Lloyd, if it's restricted airspace, including drones, and I guess Candace Cooley, and Dave Sparks broke the law, including a lot of other people who go out there and flew drones.
I've seen the map.
Christopher,
what's restricted.
Christopher, when are you just gonna give it up, buddy? Christopher.
It's snowing tonight out there.
Loves to fib in the chat.
What?
Christopher. Tell us some
fun,
stories, Kiana. Christopher.
Definitely. I want to find gold too, Devon.
I love finding gold. Do you like to find gold?
I want to go find gold. And there's this YouTuber that seems to have gold all the time when he's panning these little rivers. I want to know where he's going. Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
I know this guy didn't have to work that hard. So I want to know.
That's why people like you never get rich, because you don't want to work that hard.
No, I've worked hard all my life, mister. I still work hard to this day. However, it would be nice to go and have a nice little vacation and pan in the river and have just all the rocks gold color.
Don't worry.
And I'll fill up my Easter basket.
You're still daydreaming.
I am. Yeah.
but it's possible.
I was probably the one who bought the lottery ticket in Florida and forgot to check my numbers and didn't win the lottery. It's unclaimed.
Do you know what I found to be an easier score? Have you been to like rock shops and saw the prices of how much some of these rocks are that have crystals in them?
Oh, yeah.
They can range anywhere between $8 to $1,200 to $2,500 to $3,500. And these are an easier score to find than sitting here trying to pan for a fucking speck of gold. Then you just got to find a good place to quarry rocks all day, shattering them open and hoping for a good score. But I visited a rock place in the mall, and the selection of rocks that they had available, I mean, some amazing. Some of these rocks had like pink and purple and crystals I've never even seen before. I'm thinking, wow,
Wow.
this is better than seeing gold.
I
And the
know, it's
prices
awesome.
that they ask for them, crazy. I don't know if you guys if you know anything about rocks or crystals, or if you're rock hounds. And you know what, Shaq? I've never learned. I never knew of this. You guys, I'm a rookie about stones and rocks and all this. You could take an ordinary rock that you could be quarrying for it, and you would never know it was anything until you cracked it open. You're like, what the fuck? That was in there. And you have to know what you're looking for. I'm
Yeah.
stupid. I'm slow and white, and I don't even know what the hell I'm looking for. I have to go with someone who does. But
Oh, I do.
I want to go. I want to go rock hound for some of these crystals, these rocks.
Oh,
That have
definitely.
huge rocks that have crystals. I think you can make more money than sitting here
On YouTube.
on in a river looking for little specks of gold that you probably would never even. I mean, you might find a couple here and there. Nothing worth.
No, this
nothing
guy
worth
had
getting
chunks.
exciting for.
This guy on YouTube had chunks of gold in the river. He was panning. It was a long time ago. I saw it a couple of years ago. I saw it, and I was like, that's a good place to go. But he doesn't tell you where. So I need to find him again and debunk his show. Is there truly gold where you went? Yeah. Tell me where it is. That's what I should do.
Oh.
It'd be a great show. Debunking a gold miner, saying, tell me where your treasures are.
Look, I want to go.
Debunk you.
I'm going to show you what I want to. I'm down to go do. Here, I shared screen it. Can you pull that up?
All right. Now, this is an educational purpose for crystals that you can find
Well,
on
it's just some of these rocks. I'm trying to find the rock.
I love it. It's beautiful. I have several crystals.
See, I want to go rock
stones
hound
and
for
rock.
like stuff like this. This is really cool. I think this would be funner looking than gold.
Right.
I mean, yeah, for the money. This. How would you find some shit like this?
Right. Well,
Like that right there. That is badass. That would fetch you probably about $600 at a rock store.
I don't know, but that would make some hell of a ring, though.
No,
I've had rings set.
No, you don't. You don't make a ring out of that. Are you silly? That's the whole piece. No necklace at all. You put that on a piece of wood and you call it a day.
Oh, okay. Hell, I'd be wearing that shit for energy, though.
Yeah, I'd be selling it for about $600-$700, and you could do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, that's what we should do. Go on a crystal stone hunt adventure.
No, I know. Like this one right here. That is so badass. Something like this.
I can't see it.
No,
Same one, right?
Oh, it's pulling up a different window.
What is this? The purple mineral rock. That's interesting. It almost looks like an amethyst. Let's
see if this pulls up like that. Oh, you know what it's doing?
What?
Why you can't see what I'm seeing is because it's jumping into a different window.
Oh.
Yeah, so if I open up this window, which which I need to reshare to you.
Do I have to share again?
Yeah.
Okay. That is so interesting.
Well, I was showing you something completely different, but you weren't seeing what I'm seeing.
Yeah, we'll have to do another share. And they're still discovering new ones too, which is nice, you know? It's like I just want to go and do treasure hunting. I think that would be something I would put on my bucket list. I'd have to do it. Just have to do it.
I just want to go snort a lot of drugs.
What?
Put that on my bucket list. Said nobody.
Oh my God. Then
yeah, rock hounding looks fun. I don't know if you guys do that, people in the chat. I don't know if you're a fan of rock hounding and going out there in the mountains and looking for precious
treasure
gems.
Stones and yeah,
it looks fun. I would love to do that. I would love to learn more about that. Where you go? Do you follow certain veins? The start of it all, I guess.
pretty exciting.
Something
and they've
fun.
got some big shows too that they put on once a year out in Tucson, Arizona. Gemstone shows and stuff. These are people from all over the world will go to Tucson to check out the rocks, the stones, the crystals, you name it. A lot of buyers will go there, even for jewelry companies. You know, like the stuff that you see on your jewelry network channels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of these people that buy stones, crystals, and all this other stuff, buy them from big dogs. And they usually do a show once a year in Arizona, which is really cool. And I'm sure they do in other parts of the United States. But it's amazing to see how serious people really take that, you know, to a different level. It's really cool. But
some of these pieces are expensive.
I know. Chasing rainbows. I'll chase rainbows any day. Yes, of course.
So check the cost out on this one, ShackLady. I shared screen it with you. This is a raw amethyst standing crystal. It's a cluster of them. It's a rough amethyst geode.
Yeah. Came from a rock.
Look how much they want. The asking price of that is $194. It's just the size of your hand, no bigger.
Right.
Not too big. The ones that are way bigger than this, you're looking between $25,000 and $3,000. That's what I'm saying. This is a gold mine to me. Hunting for these seems to be more of the percentage of chance finding something like these is better than looking for gold.
Right.
Did that share? Probably not. But you get my point. And there's all kinds of varieties of different rocks and gems that you could find. But man, I want to do that.
Oh, I agree. I think it's fun. And it's nice to be outside when you're doing things like that, you know? It's connecting yourself back with nature where everybody needs to be connected. And that's the energy that will lead you to the right stones.
I guess that's what I was trying to mean about gold hunting. You know, you can sit in the little river looking for little flakes of gold. I'm going to go crack open, look for some amethyst.
Oh, well, I'm not a gold freak
you land
anyways,
two good rocks.
Just the melted kind.
But I guess it's flipping it. Yeah. Looks like fun. I don't know. Is there some rock? Is there a rock community out there looking for a couple? Cute little couple, exposing.
You can find all kinds of groups out there.
Anybody need a passenger or a
right
friends?
To go on a field trip? Exactly. But there are lots of groups out there that you can join too. Totally. Yeah, I'm sure you can find some on Facebook. You know, that'd be fun. And then you can video record it. That would be exciting. You know, I would find it entertaining. I can't even talk tonight. Entertaining as far as those, you know, strike your interest and your curiosity. You know, if a lot of us can't go out rock hunting, and so to have somebody else go out and do it and share it with us, that's even better, you know. But
Spirit,
to explore it and do it in person is so far much better.
Spirit said it correct. Apprentice.
Apprentice.
Like I said, I'm white and slow. But you guys get the point.
Right. See, I play with the herbs.
I just smoke the herbs.
Medicines. I just light shit on fire.
I don't inhale or nothing. I look at the smoke.
Oh, you can't do a Clinton on me. Come on. Or was it Obama?
I don't know, but I'm like Intuitive said, I'm obsessed with these crystals, and it's because you know what we got.
You're being drawn to them for a reason.
No, we were at a rock shop at the mall. So check it out. I prefer dog. I was buying dog food from a guy at the mall. He has a dog place at the mall, and he would never. It just straight dog stuff, only dog.
Right.
Not too big, nice guy. Sounds like he's from New Zealand or Australia, but Australia, is that how you say it? I can't say it right because
Austria.
So yeah, thanks for the help.
Yo.
But man, he educated me. He's like, yeah. He's like, I only carry like the best food that you could possibly give your dog. And that's the difference between me and, the grocery store or, Home Depot or whatever. They're all commercial, but he actually takes the time to research the ingredients and manufacture, and he puts a lot of homework into it. He really cares. He when he goes to recommend a chew toy or a bone or treat for the teeth to help keep the breath smelling good, he knows all about it, and I like to support those kind of people.
Definitely.
Really, they're very passionate about animals. They're not just not trying to just sell you something like Walmart. God forbid you feed your dog that shit anyway. And I know an animal has to eat, and a lot of people say, well, it's just an animal. Well, your kid's just your kid. Okay, so give him some cheap bologna and some fake processed cheese if that's the case. But I really care about my dog, and I really want her to eat healthy and get good food, not some processed carcass bullshit. So he recommended some good dog food. It wasn't the biggest bag, and it ended up being like almost $50 and had a heart attack. And we walked out of there spending about $150. And the moral of the story is, when I'm walking out, I see this rock store. We walk in, and I was just blown away. It was totally different than something that just someone threw in some polisher and around some fish line and called it a necklace. This was different. They had all these different varieties of rocks that I've never fucking seen in my life.
Right.
And I was blown away.
And you want to buy one of each?
No, because I couldn't even afford one of them, let alone half of the rock. And I thought, wow. And seeing the prices that were attached to some of these rocks, I was like, holy shit, this is like weighing almost more than silver.
Right.
And the demand that some of these rocks, it's because all the gold's gone, and people want something different and new and unique and something they've never seen before.
Exactly.
And these are rocks are the only minerals that can provide that kind of coolness, that cool factor. And these crystals, some of these crystals, I've never even knew that these kind of crystals exist. I should have took a live stream on it or a video.
Right.
And then I got really into it. And then I wanted to learn all about it. And then I not just the passion of it, but if you're going to do it maybe through in a business side of it, having a little side income, you could.
Right.
Because these are gems that are in high demand, it seems. Well, that little rock she was weighing on her hand was $200.
Right. Well, a lot of people have a lot of uses for what they choose it to be, whether it be medicinal or spiritual, you name it. There's energy that's drawn to them.
I want to find them and sell them.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Just kidding. No, I want to find them. I want to find some really cool ones, really unique ones.
Right.
There is a market for them if you're going to do it. If you want to make a little side hustle on it.
Yeah, it's competitive for sure. But
Very competitive.
yeah. But it's fun though. I mean, you get to learn so many different new things, you know. That's part of nature.
Where the best start would to be to talk to a geologist and learn.
Oh, that would be
Go
so
to the
fun.
library. Learn all you can about rocks and where you find them and how you can harvest them, where you harvest them,
Right.
what mountains you can find them in, what region you can find them in.
Yeah.
So you just drive to your local mountain and start chiseling away at the rock.
You can find some good ones in creeks, riverbeds, you know, and of course, inside crevices. So many different places that you can go and check out. It's like when I walk my property, I get a whole bunch of rose quartz, but it was told to me that there was some other very valuable gems that had been found in that area, and I can't remember the name of it. I just remember the color was of a red form, and but it wasn't red, but it was a red form, and it was highly sought after. And one rancher had found one, and he made like $50,000 off of this. That was the rumor. So, you know, sometimes it can be worth it. People do it for a hobby and they end up making money selling what they find.
Well, I think I should when Susan Powell went missing, her son
said something about the crystals.
Okay, well, that was the biggest clue to that whole case. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
only clue. That is the only clue you have. And I know detectives know this too. And I totally believe they were telling the truth, and I believe that was the slip up.
You know what? You're probably reading my mind as I'm reading yours. I bet you we need to contact a geologist and get their theory on areas in that general vicinity. What would be considered a hot area for crystals?
I know they thought about this before.
Maybe somebody hasn't thought about that before.
Maybe it was there was some underthought or overthought. But those kids told the truth. I'm gonna find it. Let me look up on YouTube if I can see that interview. And I want to make it. I want to just peek around. And I know Dave went and looked down a mining shaft because they had a clue that she could be down there, which she would be just bones and probably scattered.
Right.
The animals would have took. Well, let me rephrase this. If she's in a mining shaft somewhere, or a cave, or a hole next to these caves, or a hole somewhere, I believe Susan Powell is not in a mine or a cave. I believe she's in a hole next to one of these next to these places.
Possibly.
Yeah, because I'll tell you why. He would have had to have got her out. She was heavy, first of all. Okay. She wasn't, and I'm not being rude. She wasn't a thin gal. She was a normal weight female, a good looking female, normal weight. He would have had to have dragged her. She would have been heavy.
Right.
Dead weight is heavy weight.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I don't know if you understand that kind of heavy weight. If you don't, you don't know what I'm talking about, to go find something about 150, 60 pounds of dead weight and try dragging it around. Do it for a good 20 yards back and forth and see how fast you get tired. So, thinking about all this, I believe he probably could have went in an area where she could have been close. He would have known about the area, first of all. So digging into the history of where, I'm sure detectives would have done their due diligence of where he possibly could have visited as a hobby, or knowing the computer geek that he is. I believe he would have Googled. I believe he would have Googled something, and then found a route from West Valley, which we could trace only 2 routes. I know this area. I live here.
Right.
We could take the 2 routes that he could have took. The one towards Wendover.
Hmm.
I don't think he would have went out towards Antelope Island area or anywhere towards the Great Salt Lake. Too many people, construction's going on out there, mining's going on out there. He would have been seen. He needed something more desolate, more not too many people around. I can
Off the bat
see
and grid. Yeah.
off grid. I can see him going a couple routes, but not too far. Doing the cell phone tracing that they did, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, can put you in a couple areas. So, how would you find her? That would be really tough. You're looking for bones.
Right.
But it's a possibility that if you can find the area, which I think could be Topaz Mountain out here.
Well,
in
think
Utah.
about it. Topaz to kids would be crystals.
Yes. Yes. It's the only
Yeah.
place other than the Dugway geobeds.
Mm-hmm.
And out there, they have quartz and amethyst crystals.
Right.
So, you look at those 2 options. Those are the only places close to his area that would be related to what those boys were saying.
Right.
That my mom was left where the crystals are at.
And they've probably been there as a family before.
Could be. Now you're right. Now, so but now, okay, that's the next one. Okay, well, how do these kids know? And maybe they've been out there before.
Right.
Safest place to take a family.
Yeah. And small children are not going to know their sense of direction, but they'll remember that spot in their memory if they retain it.
But they're going to go to a safe place. And the safe place is Dugway geobeds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the kids going out there to Topaz Mountain. It's a different breed. But as an enthusiast for a family who wanted to go away for 2 days, maybe on a tent camping trip, or maybe an early morning, getting out there in the afternoon and hitting these geobeds.
Right.
That's where they would go. So I think that he took her somewhere out there in the direction of the Dugway geobeds.
Possibly. I wonder if that area has been searched.
And then he dropped her off out there because he knew the area, first of all.
Right.
Not in a mine shaft. Not in a well. But I believe he could have hurried and dug a hole, dropped her in there, and then buried her. Maybe there was already a hole.
Right.
And then he kept his mouth shut. That's why she's never found. And people could be looking in other wrong places. But the geobeds, the Dugway geobeds, it could be there. And her well enough. If you look at the road, the only way that you could figure this out, Shaq, is really put a lot of thinking into it. And how he could drive out there. And being it snowed, you don't want to get stuck. So he's got to be somewhere close to something.
Right.
And like we said, he's not going to drag her body far.
ATV, 4-wheeler.
You don't have an ATV.
Truck.
You don't have a 4-wheeler. Okay? He has
truck, van.
There's no truck or van.
But he took the kids with him.
Right. But he didn't drag her 2 miles either.
No.
No, he dragged her probably no longer.
It.
He dragged her no more than 20 yards from his car. So wherever that car can only go certain routes when there's snow out there. You got to remember, this is in the middle of a fucking winter snowstorm.
Right.
Okay? So it ain't like he just randomly went off on a dirt path and decided to go camping fucking 3 miles and then butt-fucked Egypt somewhere off the path. No, there's a direct route he took, and that direct route was plowed, and it was free of snow. And then he pulled over, and then he went there at night, and then he pulled over because he knew this area already.
It sounds like he premeditated it.
There is a premeditated. And then because it's just a direct path off the road, he gets out of the car, he fucking drags her fucking 5-10 yards somewhere where it's easy for him to drag her.
Right.
Without her being seen at all. The kids ain't paying attention. They're probably asleep at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
one
think
of them.
the kids were asleep, and I think he just told them that the mom was with the crystals.
Right. It's and I believe there was some truth to that.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I watched that footage on the kid that they had.
So if you take where his home is in West Valley, and you follow the direct roads of during that time in the 90s when, what 90s? I gotta look back at the time when she was missing. 2000 what? 5?
She's been gone for a while. Yeah. It's
13
been a long
years.
time. Long time.
So, and you look at the map satellite of that time, and you take some direct roads to the geobeds and maybe start there. God, that would be a fucking mission impossible.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have someone like Lance out there with the rescue 401. What is it? Search and rescue. He's got a dog, looks for human remains. It's earthworm. Earthworm.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Not for your attainment.
I don't even, the name confuses me as it is. I'm already down there. But I heard he's got a dog, and he's out. I always see that he's hashtagging Susan Powell in a lot of his strange and disturbing videos. I don't know why he's using her hashtag. I was hoping that he could just drive out here and spend a good week looking for her. That's what he's promised for the last 2 years.
Yeah, he told everybody he was looking for her too.
Yeah, like we could do some homework here on like where to start. We would need a good week. Yeah. And I know he's going to need lodging and housing and food and transportation, and this could cost about $5,000. He's got that right. That's what he does, right?
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully we can reach out to him and he can offer and volunteer them services to us.
Oh,
he is a nonprofit, right?
Supposedly.
Oh, that's right. So he could easily just provide those services for us.
Yeah.
Because he is hashtagging and using her name.
Still to this day.
I would assume that he's all for coming out here and volunteering those services looking for her.
Right.
I'll have my people reach out to his people.
Okay. All right. So I don't have to do nothing good. I would like to just take the cell phone and smash him upside the head with it because he ripped off so many people. Ugh. It irritates me under terrible circumstances, not even refunding not one penny to any of those people, giving them the illusion of something.
I'm already worried about the phone call because I heard my people are already telling me that he has no people and it's just him.
Oh.
So I'm nervous,
Yeah.
I'm good over on the phone, and I think I can carry a good conversation, but
I think you can.
Yeah. He works at a barbecue place now.
Yeah.
Is that the case? Like, there's North Carolina. I'm already seeing red flags and problems here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're getting deep into calling now.
Yeah. Hey, ring. Hello, this is Lance. Hey, Lance, this is Salty and Shack calling from the Shack Investigates True Crime podcast. Hey, we would like to know if you would offer your services coming out here to Utah to look for Susan Powell. I know that you have a dog and your fans have raised over $14,000. Congratulations. How's that going for you, by the way? I mean, dog, good training, getting some progress there. Anyway, we always see that you always hashtag Susan Powell and you really care. So you seem authentic in your mission statement on helping locate missing people, we would be wondering if you would offer your services of you and your dog to come out to Utah for a week to look for Susan Powell.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello, sir? Sir? Hello?
Don't forget the interview.
Sir? Fuck, he's gone.
Oh.
Well, that didn't go well.
Well,
I don't know.
we'll try again. We'll try again.
Well, we tried, ladies and gentlemen.
But don't forget to ask for the interview.
I shouldn't have said my name.
I know.
It was your name. All because
Yeah.
it's your fault.
Yeah, I know. He don't like me at all.
I should have said Annie Oakley.
That would have been better.
I told you I'm white and slow.
That would
We'll
have
get it
been
next
better.
time. Next time.
Yes.
I need
Annie
a voice
Oakley
changer.
wants to
You do
interview.
it next time.
Oh gosh, you're
you're
better at
female.
it than I am.
I
You're
heard
better
he's
at it.
single. No, he's not single.
Oh God, please.
Hey,
No,
listen,
you're better at
16-year-olds don't count.
No.
That don't count.
I
Okay,
don't.
come on.
Yeah,
That's
no.
fucking-
No.
That's not in a. It's not a relationship.
Oh Lordy.
It's a hostage in the taking.
Too much.
Pineapple.
Oh Lordy.
Hey, but you might be able to convince him. Say, hey, my name is
Not if Ty has something to do with it.
Jessica. I'm from Wendover. You probably don't remember me. I used to be your waitress. You left me your number. You told me you were a YouTuber live streamer. Yeah, Lance. Yeah, I remember you. You have a search. Yeah. My name's that gal. You remember me now? I think you were with your wife. Yeah. You gave me your card. Anywho, do whatever you got to do. Use the
Why
power
are you
of
telling our secrets now? Come on.
hey, and then just tell him, say, hey, can you come back to Utah?
I got to keep some of this.
If he will leave
tactic.
Utah and travel the 7 seas to North Carolina to be with, honey, I can't even say, I can't do it.
It's funny.
If he'll do that,
Oh my God, that's funny.
what about his poor wife?
I know, right? The other one that took the rest of the money.
Oh, she did too. I heard Ty Corbin came clean about that. That she took the rest. She took the rest of the GoFundMe one.
She allegedly gave some to Ty too.
Fuck, they smoked a lot of it too, and gambled a lot of it. If you really want to know.
Oh Lord.
They pulled. We were the first ones to tell people, hey, these guys are pulling a fast one on you.
Yeah. Mel Mac
No, they're
wants
not.
to know.
No, they're not, Salty. You're just a jealous hater, Salty. Salty, you're so jealous. Jealous? The fuck am I jealous for? Jealous that I'm telling you that these guys are pulling a fast one on you? Where's the fucking dog?
Right? Rough.
Oh, you're just so jealous, Salty.
Yeah, we are.
Oh my god, fucking facepalm.
I'm mad because they did the GoFundMe without adding my name to it.
Jesus, I'm so jealous because I didn't get a cut of that. Everyone else did.
Oh Lordy.
And then you got Ty. I didn't get anything. No, I didn't ask for nothing. I didn't want nothing.
I shared my receipts, but she didn't give them back to me.
I just want to say thank you, everyone, for sending me and my wife all those cash apps and money for Christmas and those nice dinners.
He even asked me to do the turkey run in Montello.
Jeez.
They need it more, he said.
Oh, sorry, you guys. She has cancer appointments next week.
Oh, Lord.
That
God.
cancer card. People love to play that fucking. Hey, there are some legit people.
That's illegal.
There's some legit people out there that have cancer, but there are some people out there that will
really
exploit it.
Yeah,
they will exploit it. Hey, no, I'm not saying what. I don't even know. I can't remember his wife's name. Phyllis. And I'm not talking ill on her. Okay, I know she's probably had plenty to say about me. not using her as an example. People will get cancer. And I'm going to give you 2 examples here. There's those one type of people who will exploit it and use that. Please feel sorry for me. And then they'll go into the, God, I could use a new car. God, I really want to go on vacation. You know, in front of their group of people that they're probably involved in whatever challenge. You know, and then people feel sorry for those people. I think I got cancer. I'm going to send somebody, sweetheart, what's your Cash App? And then there's fucking Salty in chat. Hey, this bitch is lying. Salty. Don't send her any money. Fuck you, Salty. You fucking ignorant, inconsiderate asshole. Fucking 3 months later, fucking everyone comes find out bitch didn't have cancer and she was lying. Marzi girl. Marzi girl.
That's a crime now.
Yeah, it should be a crime.
It is a crime.
And a lot of people use that card.
Yeah.
But there's another
arrested for that shit.
There's another example out there. And you've probably, a lot of you hopefully have not forgotten, is Mini-Me.
Oh, yeah.
Mini-Me really does have cancer.
Yeah.
And you don't see her in chat.
No. And you don't see
her on panels. So this should teach you that there's 2 different type of people.
Right.
The people who really do have it, who don't exploit what they really have and what they're going through.
And they can use the help more than anybody.
And the people who will tell you more times about it just to make you feel a little sorry for them and think a little something for them. How many times have Ty mentioned it to you?
Yeah. I really hope she's doing well. We haven't seen or heard from her in a long time. Mini-Me I'm talking about. Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, I had to get a Mountain Dew.
Okay. Have you heard from her?
I had my headphones off for a second. What did you say?
I said,
yeah. Oh, Mini-Me?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have not verbally heard from her, but occasionally she will like a post on Facebook.
Good.
So she is around. She's not gone anywhere, you guys. Your prayers and I know you guys have spoken nice things about her in the past and wish her well.
Right.
Those wishes have worked. She's still around. Hopefully she's doing well. She is going through a serious medical condition and it's something that she wants to exploit and share to the world. It's a personal thing.
Right.
I believe when Ty sits there and lets us know every fucking day about some appointments and shit like that and giving my free dinners and shit, we're exploiting. There's a difference. There's 2 differences. Hopefully you can see either one. Maybe I just don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Remember, I am a little slow and I apologize a long time ago for it.
I'm slow too sometimes, but I caught on to all the little set entrapments that they like to pull. Oh, I figured it out. Yeah. Yep. The deception, the bullshit. Yeah. You as well.
I hear the guy's making new threats towards me.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm going to lock my windows tonight.
I'm not. I'm going to leave the damn screen off the window.
I'm going to leave the door open.
Me too.
Well, actually, I lied. I'll leave the door closed, but unlocked.
No, I'll leave mine open. I got the cats in the kennel.
God forbid, because Jaxie is right there, too. If you open the fucking front door, there's Jaxie. She is quick, dude. She will dart at you. Have you ever been bit by a dog?
Oh, yeah. My face.
Dogs, when they bite, they grab, they pull, and turn and rip at the same time that fast.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts. At first, it catches you off guard, like what the fuck?
Knock you right off.
When they do it again, it's a grab, they pull, and rip at the same time.
Yeah.
Ooh, and a pit bull, Jaxie's just begging to fucking bite someone's leg off. But the sad part about that, the dog could get away with it. But I know in Utah has a zero tolerance when it comes to dog bites. If it,
Really?
yeah, what's really messed up about this is it needs to be admitted, but if an intruder was to break into your home,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a legal right to own and possess a firearm, and you
Right.
shoot that intruder, you by law could
Be prosecuted.
not be prosecuted. Not be prosecuted. You can get
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're protecting your own
As
property.
long as you're not
protecting
shooting them
your
in the
life.
back or they're running out the door. Right.
Yeah, he's not running away and then you shoot
Right.
him. You'll get charged for that shit. But if he was coming at you and you shoot for defense, you're not going to get prosecuted.
Right. Make sure you know your rules of evidence in your state.
But if an intruder comes in your home and your dog attacks that intruder and fucks him up pretty bad, that intruder could civilly hold you liable and take you to court and sue
I'll make sure the dog kills them then.
for the damages that dog just caused him. No bullshit. Ain't that law fucked up?
Yeah, it is. I'd stand on my ground for sure, 100%. Oh, while you're busy doing that, gnawing on him, I'm gonna go open me up a soda pop. While you're at it, I'm gonna have a cigarette or two. Then I'll call 911.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here in Utah, it's zero tolerance. I'm thinking that's fucked up. An intruder breaks into my house. My dog fucking rips his leg apart. That guy now has a litigation claim against me.
I'll make sure I don't own
because
nothing.
of Utah's law, zero tolerance against law. Oh yeah, it's fucked up. There goes that.
That's
so much for having a dog is for protection.
Yeah,
Don't bite the intruder, please. He has an attorney.
Well, it's true. It's unfortunate. But yeah, if there was a home intruder in my home, God help him. I got so many damn iron skillets.
But if you kill him, that's perfectly legal.
Yeah. It's all oxymoron. You know how that goes.
Yes. A dead man ain't gonna see you.
Right. Yeah, a dead man can't talk. But yeah, we should look into that, Susan Powell, for sure. That would be of interest to me. But yeah, I don't feel sorry for people who break into other people's homes. They've not been invited. Just because I leave the door open don't mean they're invited to come in, right? That's your constitutional right. You know, even with police officers, they come knocking on your door or whatever. You don't have to let them in. If you choose not to let anyone in your home, you have that right. Anybody.
True. There is some constitutional rights that protect you. They were there. They're meant to be there. They've been challenged plenty of times.
Right.
But I also believe in if you're not doing nothing wrong, there's nothing to worry about. There has to be there has to be law established here. It's the only way the system's going to effectively work.
I agree.
Without it, people are just gonna go stupid and crazy and start killing and doing whatever they want.
Fighting over what works and what doesn't work. Exactly.
And if you really look at the big picture of it all, your life has been okay.
Yeah.
If you fucked it up, I did my part growing up by fucking up.
We're human. We all make mistakes.
All of you. It's all your own choice. It's you've been you're captain of your vessel the whole time. And sure, life throws you curveballs and life affects certain things here and there, but it's how you navigate through it. But
right,
I think
you could
life
be in fight or flight, right?
Outside of the government, outside of politics, outside of the system, outside of the control, and you just push that away, not even think about it. Your life, they're giving you your life is good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You have every opportunity to make it whatever you want. You could start over. You wish you could. I wish I could start over, all over again. We all could.
Right.
Say, well, you can start over now. Fuck, it's too. I'm almost 50. Damn it. That sounded good when I was 20. I'm at that close to the expiration part where you just prune up and start all over again.
Yeah.
But I think there has to be law enforcement. There has to be some kind of authority control when you're dealing with millions and millions of people.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree.
And at the grand scheme of it all, I mean, it's a well-designed system, platform that we're on. It's
Mayor
given
and
us
Spirit
it
and
hasn't
I.
hurt. It doesn't hurt us if you turn off the fucking TV and stop listening to what's going on, and just live. You don't get caught up in all that
Crap.
static. Yeah.
Yeah.
Life isn't life great? Can't you go to the mountains and go camping, or the beach, or whatever you want to do? Aren't you free to do whatever you want to do? Isn't that good enough? Sure, you
Right.
got to pay a little fee, the taxes. It's well worth it though. You get to raise
Definitely.
kids. You get to have family dinners. You get to watch kids go to school events and sport.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think that's
Exactly.
neat. So yeah, I love life. I think life is great, and I don't question the grand scheme of it all. I just live.
I agree. And
I did like to discuss some silly conspiracies, like I don't think the moon is real, and we live on a flat Earth with a globe over our head.
didn't they just land on the moon?
They had a private contractor that NASA has hired to take us back to the moon. Yes, and it was just a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, it tipped over.
Oh, I heard that. Isn't that coincidental?
She is making coffee.
Nobody on the moon to go pick it up.
ShackLady sounds like she's in some kind of military tent over an old wood stove with that old kind of like coffee, like with a little filter on it, and all in one type thing, and it's like fucking -30 and 6 feet of snow outside, and we never really see ShackLady, so we're kind of left with just guessing.
Yep.
I could definitely see it though. Look, I can hear she's got the spoon.
Yep. The coffee cup.
And the coffee cup. She's are you tired? Did you work today?
No, today was my only day off, but I do have to wake up quite early tomorrow because I got to work tomorrow. And I got to go to the airport tomorrow, and it's going to be a busy day. Yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Snow's expected here in Utah, across the valley and in the mountains is supposed to see anywhere between 12 and 24 inches of accumulation overnight until about
That's
4
crazy.
a.m. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock right now. In the valley, it's expected to receive up to 1 to 4 inches. So I have to be ready to go out at about 2 o'clock in the morning, which is 9, 10, 12, about 5 hours. So I have to get off here.
Oh shoot!
In 30 minutes and go to sleep. We've been live for 2.5 hours and 42 minutes.
Have we really?
Yeah, entertaining a crowd of anywhere between 75 people. Got the ride or dies like Devon Short,
right?
Who's been following us for 2 years, and she knows every little detail about us. There's no fibbing her.
And you know what's really funny is that people don't realize that Salty and I actually talk about shit like this all the time. How many times we should have done an air alive and we didn't, but we end up doing it, right? But this is how Salty and I talk on the phone. So you guys actually got to hear a phone conversation with Salty and I, because that's pretty much what we talk about. Yep. Pretty cool. Right?
Yeah, those make for the best live streams, which I've always told Ranger. If you're going to carry a 2-hour conversation, why don't you just go live and talk about it? Because the people want to hear too what what you're talking about, and
He gets so mad at me because I'll talk.
it's just like eavesdropping. But do it live. Those are the best live streams, and that's why Ranger has always told you, and he's told you the truth.
Yeah.
I've always told you the truth. We've never scripted anything. We went live.
No, we never have.
We never planned. We never said, "Hey, let's gang up or plan up on this one." When we went live, we went live.
Freestyle it.
It's every time. 2 years of freestyling.
Yep. I know.
There's some people out there that piggyback off us. I think. Well, there's Kaylee and
Warlike.
Fumble doesn't wear a purse.
Really?
No, carries.
I didn't know he carried one.
Mm.
Wow.
No, he doesn't wear one. You guys got it wrong. No, it wasn't Fumble. It doesn't wear a purse. It's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you really wear a purse? Or can you,
I guess.
do you hold
if you
a purse
throw it over
or
your
do you,
shoulder or your head, I would consider that's putting something over your head is wearing it, right?
So what's it mean, like when you have your purse, like Fumble carries his purse or holds his purse?
Depends on the style of his purse.
Could be a fashionable purse with like a really nice branding.
Could be a clutch for all we know.
Could be Gucci.
Yeah.
Could be made out of alligator skin. Considering he lives in Florida, you never know. I hear there's a lot of those gators.
Or it could be ostrich.
Have you ever had ostrich meat?
No, but I've worn ostrich boots before.
What about an egg?
No.
You never had an ostrich egg? Those fuckers are massive.
No,
huge.
but I've seen them with the with chicks. Unfortunately, they die.
They're healthy for you. They're really healthy for you.
People in
and you know you have to drill. Have you ever tried to crack open an ostrich egg?
No, it was already cracked.
Wow.
And it stunk because it was bad.
Have you ever been attacked by an ostrich?
At the zoo.
Dude, those things are massive.
Yeah.
They'll claw at you.
Snotty little things.
Their talons will fucking slice you open. Have you ever seen a talon on an ostrich?
No, but I have this YouTube channel I follow has ostriches.
It's like getting whacked by Captain Hook.
Yeah, she gets whacked all the time.
It's like that. It's bad.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from stitches. You're done.
Totally.
Right across your face, you're done.
Yep. Can you imagine having that for security for your property? That would be so awesome.
Some farmers do. They keep like the wolves away and the coyotes and predators. Yeah, that come after like sheep and chickens. They have ostriches around.
Wow.
Yeah, there might be something on YouTube where it's like, do gets attacked by an ostrich? Google. Maybe there's something there. I don't.
Well, there's a YouTube channel, a lady that raises them, and she gets shit beat out of her all the time when she's talking about them. She calls it Karen.
Karen.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I love watching her shorts. Got the damn animal pecking at her, pecking at the phone, pecking at everything. Oh.
There is an animal that spits.
I think they're ostriches. If they're not, there's something close enough to it.
I think it's a giraffe. I think a giraffe spits at you.
Is it?
I don't know. It could be. That's the only animal that I know of.
I don't know if a donkey spits. I never had a donkey spit.
I think a monkey would throw their shit at someone. There's some clever. Have you seen those monkeys in Thailand that roam the streets and just go up and pickpocket people's like, you know, they take their watches, their wallet, their food, whatever they can. Hey, these little monkeys are clever little shits.
Yeah. They get the shit beat out of them too. You talk about serious child abuse. Holy crap. Oh. Yeah. Maternal abuse and child abuse from those monkeys. Have you seen those videos?
I've seen some crazy videos involving those monkeys in Thailand and how little thieving little shits they are.
And some people even raise these little things in their homes and put diapers on them. And run to mommy and daddy. It's the craziest thing. But monkeys are known to throw shit.
I wouldn't mind having a monkey.
I always thought it would be cool to have a pet monkey, but then, you know, you'd have to get a babysitter if you wanted to go out of town, and not everybody's happy to babysit a monkey
No, but you could
after
take
hearing the
it.
horror
You could,
stories from them.
yeah, and there might be some like policies and regulations when you're
Yeah,
bringing
in your
like a
city, your
monkey to
state.
cross state lines. Like
Yeah.
if I live in Utah and it's legal to have a monkey here, is it legal to go into Las Vegas, Nevada with a monkey?
I know there's some people that own them in Florida, but they can't live just in any state. Like Arizona, you can't have monkeys at all as pets.
And
You're not
you
supposed
know,
to.
and and there's a reason for that. Can you imagine how many fucking people in the United States would have monkeys fucking as pets? We'd have an
Yeah.
overpopulation of monkeys. It's bad enough we have an overpopulation of cats. Can you
Or
imagine
people.
having a fucking population of monkeys? Look at Thailand. If you haven't learned anything from Thailand, there's a goddamn good reason why they say we shouldn't have monkeys here.
Yeah, I agree. And look at how many stories have monkeys rip people's face off and attack their owners and everything. They're wild animals.
You want to see a wild animal, go to the zoo.
Exactly.
People always, oh, it looks so cute. I want one. It's so cute.
It's cute,
It's
but
cute,
it's not
yeah.
realistic. Right.
Siegfried and Roy, I thought it was cute too until the fucking one of the tigers ate their head off.
Right? Did you hear about those two women that were mauled by the lions? Yeah, it was two women that got mauled in Africa on their safari, or somewhere on a little safari they were going on. Crazy. Yeah, let's go into a vehicle with no window coverings, no protection, nobody to stand security for, shooting the animal if you have to. Or let's step out of the Jeep and let's go and sightsee and see how close we can get to feeding them. Right.
Have you ever watched Faces of Death?
Yes.
Ooh, we should do a Rumble stream of just watching Faces of Death.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Definitely. That'd be fun.
Did you watch the one where they put a monkey in the middle of the table and then like caged off its neck and had the head just above the table?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was all these people sitting around the table and they all had these little mallets and they would all each take a turn of taking that little mallet and whacking the monkey on top of the head.
So they can eat the monkey brain?
And then once, they would all rotate around. Each individual person would take a turn whacking the monkey on the head. And it's just a little monkey. It's one of those pet monkeys that you think is so cute that you would want to own, like, oh my God, I just want to hold it and save it and fucking and call the police and everybody, call Kathy Waters. Okay, where's Kathy when you need her? It was one of those type of monkeys. And the group of people that were like, and this was at a restaurant. I don't know where this restaurant is. Somewhere where they allow you to eat a monkey.
Overseas. It's overseas.
And it looked like a bunch of like early 30 newlyweds, the people who meet up at the tennis courts talk gossip. So they were all sitting around the table, right? And they were all fucking taking jabs at this monkey's head. So the monkey eventually dies, right? And the fucking skull's just all cracked open.
Yeah.
Well, they peel apart the skull and to expose the brain, and they eat the brain on a piece of on a piece of fucking cracker, like it's caviar. Oh my God, Faces of Death takes you to a whole fucking new level of fucking like, oh my God, I can't even sleep tonight. Yeah,
I know it's pretty wicked. They talked about that shit in what was the 70s and 80s about countries doing that. And you got people eating dog and cat too. So I don't know. The world's all messed up. We got a bunch of crazy, crazy animals out there.
I feel you. Anyway, well, I'm off this evening. Thank you for inviting me on your panel. It's always good to come up here and hang out with you.
You're very welcome. Good to have you.
You guys, what's going on with Chase as we close up, or as I close up, not speak for Shaq. As I close up, it's really interesting to think about a couple of things on Chase, and just to give you a quick rundown. One, why is his bail so high? We're talking a million plus. Okay, that's a serious charge. Look into that and find out. The guns. Always remember that those guns in that motorhome that was totally opposite of Brenner's were Ed's. Ed planted and staged those guns there. One of those guns, according to Kurt, was not involved in cases when they were looking for the guns at his believes daughter's room up in some little crawl space. I don't know. $1 million bell. Squilling. We hear already. Why were the police in Wells? Why were the police detectives?
Right.
Montello. Who are they talking to? Who are they looking for? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This is all new. All new. But there might be some light at the end of this tunnel, considering if people are going to start talking now, facing serious charges, would there be an opportunity for them to find Dylan? It's possible.
Right.
It's possible.
And they're not going to tell any of us either.
No, absolutely not. And we won't know. We'll know at a this is a breaking news moment on the news.
Right. And they're not going to even really disclose their intentions or their plans 100% fully with the family even.
No,
because remember,
no,
the victim is the one that they are going to seek justice for, right? That's their priority, is the victim. Everything else becomes secondary. So the state takes over defending Dylan's interest. And whatever, the prosecutor wants to go after, or however they want to investigate this, they're going to keep on going deeper and deeper until they find, hopefully, the root of the problem. Because I really think in my heart, I hope that the way we're seeing it, I hope they're doing it in a way where it's going to stick so freaking hard, ain't nobody going to get out. And everybody's going to pay a price. And I really feel that there's always been more than one involved. I've said it from the beginning, and I'm not changing my thought process on that.
Yep.
Until it's proven differently to me. I still feel with what we know and what it's all falling together slowly, and we're watching it, but you got to be attentive to it. And if you've been with the last 2 years, you're going to start putting the pieces together. It's going to, maybe not. I don't know. But this is how we see it.
We get the crumbs of the news. What she says is truth. We won't know. And when it does break out into the news,
right?
What they've already done and found, it's already over with, and they've already wrapped it up, and then it will break news.
Exactly. And wait for someone to talk.
And then it will be all over YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, Dylan is still missing.
Yep.
And you could only hope that there is some good news for his family.
And we hope and pray that there's good news that
Absolutely.
would come for this family. That's the number one priority. We're not here for the money. We're not here for no damn reward either. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, and the news is only Chase. The news is the fact that he's being held on that $1 million.
There's a lot involved with that, definitely.
Charge in the jail, and here's where our minds are starting. Me and Shaq, we spoke earlier right before we went live. I told her, yeah, let's go live about this. I think I was just barely getting off work and getting into the shower. Not TMI, but I said, hey, there could be something here. Let me make some phone calls to some people in Montello. And it is shaking and rattling some bones, because Chase is facing a lot of time. When someone's facing the rest of their life, they're going to start snitching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're going to get out of it, and These people who are handling this case, these detectives, these people ain't stupid. They're not stupid. I know they're not stupid.
Right. But another thing I want everybody to remember is, since Chase got out of jail, has anyone heard or seen Chase and Robert together since after the fact?
Well, isn't Robert locked up?
I thought he was again.
I heard Chase was at the bar, so of course they're not going to be seen together, but he was out, karaokeing.
Oh, well, yeah, that was given.
But he's got kids. Chase got kids, guys. And
Right.
the
Kids
first
ain't
thing
gonna
when the first thing, no, it's not about the lying. It's the first thing when you're facing fucking 50 years, you're thinking about your kids.
Yeah.
So one could only hope that this might be a small sliver an opportunity where they have him pegged so hard, they're going to force him to fucking speak. By facing him with so much time,
Because
he's going to sit in his fucking cell thinking, I'm going to break. And that's where we're hoping we might see something happen this summer. Keep your fingers crossed. Hey, good night. Love you guys. 3-3, and we're coming back on YouTube. We were live today. It's happening. Salty Pancakes ain't banned, or else we wouldn't have been able to go live on my own real channel, on my own real name, which is weird. I just barely got it back today. It was fucking strange. Blew my mind. ShackLady, love your face.
Love you too, guys.
Have a good night.
You too, honey. Well, tonight's show was surely phenomenally awesome, of course. But yeah, we appreciate each and one of you guys for coming tonight, and hopefully it'll give you guys some things to think about. So I was told that there's only one guy still searching a local. Elaborate. You're more than welcome to come on the panel with me. Nobody will cuss you out or anything like that. They're not talking about the Dylan Rounds case anymore. I've always felt 3 was involved, just a gut feeling. You never know. And anything more than 3 is gang mentality to me. I'll try another show, perhaps. I know almost all the people Salty Pancakes mentioned in the Dylan Rounds case. I work in Wendover, but I live in the Pilot Valley. Well, who are you? I don't know who you are. Well, yeah, both are in jail now. But I dropped you a link. Would you like to come on the panel? You'll be safe to come on the panel if you want to elaborate your thoughts on this. You're more than welcome to. And I can keep your anonymity private. So if that's a concern for you, you can, keep the name that you want. You don't have to give too many details of, your whereabouts if you are concerned about your privacy. So, but yeah, it's not just that one either. You know what I mean? There's so many things. And I think, honestly, collecting guns all in that area is a good thing, because eventually ballistics, if anything is found on a ballistic wise, bullet or casing, then that is going to be matched up. The grains on the side of the bullet, the head part, I like to call it the head. There's distinctive markings that are used in firearms. When you're pulling a trigger, it'll leave a distinctive mark. Okay. And law enforcement uses this a lot when, they've got their forensic team working on things and stuff. And that's how they match firearms with crimes, right? Whether it be the casing or, the type of bullet. And I mean, they go deep and heavy on this stuff, with the microscope and all. But yeah, you have to have a body to be able to see if you can find some type of forensics of that sort, right? But we also have the other, someone talking. Someone's got to talk eventually. Someone's going to break eventually, right? We hope. But I also thought about this too the other day. Remember when Brenner was toying with the family, talking with the grandmother, right? They were desperately hoping that maybe this person would have some empathy enough to share the information about where Dylan would be. Well, of course, this isn't submissible in a court of law, right? If this really truly happened, okay, and we have to go by what was said, right? That it's allegedly that he does know where the body is. Well, think about it. You don't have to be the actual person to commit the crime, but you can be considered still an accessory to the crime. And you're still considered even more guilty when you're cleaning up a crime, right? There's so many different charges that can change once the story gets out and the truth of the players are all in play, and then dominoes get knocked down, right? So, who's to say, hypothetically, not saying he is, not saying he's not, he's alleged at this time, okay? He's considered a suspect, number one, right? But see, there's tricks to law enforcement they use too. They'll give you the idea of an illusion of somebody that has potential connectivity to a case, and they might have other information, but not enough to stick it. So they can't make that person the prime suspect because they go ahead and put this one as number one right now. They're pending number two, and tables can turn, right? I'm just saying, hypothetically, it's just a theory, but who's to say he wasn't just the cleanup crew? Knowing their past, knowing their connections with people and the types of crimes that they've committed, the types of behaviors, the personalities, etc. It all makes sense. There's a loyalty there. Somebody's keeping quiet for some reason. And that's the reason that's what I want to find out. Why is everybody so damn silent? With so many people knowing everybody's business, somebody has to know something. It's just it like Salty said, that man could probably carry something, but it would hurt his back, it would hurt his ankle, right? And Dylan is a pretty tall kid. Okay. Dead weight is very, very heavy. That's just like saying if you had a dead dog and you had to carry him and lift him up to take him out in the back, and bury him. Imagine carrying at his weight, probably, I would say roughly about 5 or 6 dogs in your hand. The weight wise, I mean, grant you, when you're pulling something, dragging something, the weight changes, right? It distributes differently. But think about that. Can you really carry somebody? And can you carry them on your back? I mean, it's common for people to carry 125 pounds on their back, right? But if Dylan was 160, maybe 165 at 6 foot, that's going to be heavy weight. Okay. And it can it be possible? Yes, anything's possible. But we're looking at time and energy. And most criminals that work together in groups, somebody's doing something, somebody's doing another thing, someone's doing another thing, right? They all got to keep their story straight. Everybody's going to keep quiet. They've been incarcerated before. So the one thing is they're not going to kiss and tell. They know the tactics of what the detectives are going to ask them. They know those tactics. They've had serious charges before, whether it be assault or gun or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be schooled on thinking that they're outsmarting law enforcement. But good detectives, and I remember watching this one show about Utah's detectives out there. This was in Salt Lake City. And I had to compliment them because they were doing a really good professional job. It was on this series that they were on, and solving cases. I don't know if it was 48 hours or whatnot, But anyways, I thought they did an exceptional job. Now, grant you, we're talking about the outskirts of Salt Lake City. Okay. And I don't know how the outskirts would work, but if they work anything similar to my familiarity out in the desert, there's a lot of crookedness going on. There's some shady shit going on. People shake hands, whatever. They turn their backs. It is what it is. Everybody's got to live around one another some way or some form. Okay. People grow up together. The whole story of small town bullshit, right? But it I think there might be some that are good at what they do. And maybe I'm discrediting them in a way where it's probably out of unfairness. I don't know. But it's just my opinion. And I would say if they have the FBI working with them and the FBI is doing specific things for this case, right? Definitely the digital footprints, all that stuff that comes in handy when law enforcement asks for assistance, for the FBI's assistance to do certain things that the detective usually is the one who really wants it to get done, or the team players suggest, they all suggest what they need to get things worked on in a case. Okay. It's just common sense. But maybe they're putting these pieces together slowly of the individuals, and God knows what we have as witnesses, right? Who they've talked to. We don't know any of that stuff. Neither does the family. They're not going to be privy to that either. But the one thing that has bothered me, and it's bothered Kurt as well, we talked about the black Subaru, and nobody knows where it's at. Ty, do you know where the Subaru is? The black car? Robert, is it a Subaru? I don't know if it's a Subaru or not. But anyways, it's Robert Avelius's car. Ty, you know so much. Ask Robert's mom, what'd she do with the car? Or what did Robert do with the car? Why were all the doors in the trunk opened? And who got rid of the car? Did y'all junk it to the junkyard? Get a couple bucks for it? I mean, come on. Nobody seems to know where the freaking car went. And remember the gas station where witnesses claim they alleged saw by their own witness accounts. Okay, I don't think people are going to just make this shit up if they want to. Some of it's got to be some kind of credible, statements, right? But they felt that somebody was in the back seat, right? Or the trunk. Possibly something was moving around. Okay. And they're already shortchanged buying something. So think about it. Was Chase hiding, or was there something else hiding in there? We don't know. But what happened to that black car? And nobody seems to know. So if anybody's out in Montello and anybody owns a damn junkyard, has anybody cashed out for this damn car? We'd love to hear from you. Definitely. Because that's what I want to know, is what happened to the car. And did you dispose the car because possible evidence could have been in the car? To me, that's an obvious telltale that something was being hidden for a reason. Had it something to do with Dylan? We don't know. But why all of a sudden that car was there and it was in functional use, and all of a sudden Dylan shows up missing, and how many days or a week later or so, car disappears? But that was the means of transportation for Robert Avelius. Remember, he was toting around his buddy Chase all the time. So there's things to think about on this, you guys. And the more we look deep and take bits and pieces of what we've gathered, what we've all learned from one another, something's got to make sense of this. So until then, I'm going to say goodnight because I've got to go to the airport early in the morning and a long day ahead of me. But it was so fun with you guys tonight. Thank you so much, Salty, for coming. We had a great stream, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. Support the channel, helps the algorithm. And if you're not yet subscribed and you're watching the channel, please hit that subscribe button too. And you can share this if you'd like. Not restream, but share, with your friends. That's fine. And maybe we can all put our heads together and try to figure something out. We're not here to save the universe. We're just here to solve a puzzle. And there's nothing to gain from it. But hopefully something can come good about everything, the whole entire story of 2 years and all the shit, drama, and everything else. Hopefully it would pay off one day. All that hell is worth it in the end if Dylan Rounds can be found. To me, that's how I look at it. And I'm sure you guys feel the same way. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Take care. Good night. And Weezer said Robert's mom drove it to Reno where she lives. That's funny because Robert's mom was staying with Ty for a long time. You know? Well, we'll have another stream definitely about this. And anytime you want to come back, Dot, or contact me personally, contact Salty personally, you're more than welcome to. You know, if we need to protect your anonymity, we could do that too. But we'd love to hear what you have to say. Even if you don't want to talk on air, you're more than welcome to talk to us off air. And we'll go from there. But would love to hear what you know. I got you. No problem. But like I said, if there's anything that you could send us anonymously, my email address is on my about page. So you're always welcome to send me a private email. You can create one real quick and let me know what's going on. You could do that too. And, but yeah, it'd be great to have another show about this. And if Weezer said Robert's mom drove it to Reno where she lives, that's interesting. That's interesting how Weezer said that. But I guess that's something we're going to have to look into, huh? Right? All right. You guys have a great night. Take care. Enjoy your week. It's going to be a long one. See you then.
Have you ever been the face, been the object of someone's hate? Like you stood all alone. Have you ever felt this way? Have you ever been betrayed, labeled words you just can't say? Suffered silently, wanting to be erased. There's a reason to believe